Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a message for the collective. My messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. So first thing we're going to do is Torah, Aletheia. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with or those who are astray. Then we're going to do Psalms 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrows that fly by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue Him. I will protect Him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer Him. I will be with Him in trouble. I will deliver Him and honor Him. With long life I will satisfy Him and show Him my salvation. Amen. Okay. We're going over here. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, and hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in, and please and thank you. Let me see what we got. Okay. Aletheia versus Lethe. Alright, so let's go over here, and we're going to talk about okay, right here. All right. Hello, hello. T Cashew, hi. Hi, Wayne. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everybody being here. Now, first and foremost, we have to have a little bit of definition behind some names here. So, Aletheia and Lethe. Let me see if I can find these things. Where we at with it? Y'all, it's a lot actually happening. So let me tell y'all some of the stuff that's actually playing out on this. Demi, hi, welcome, thank you. All right, so we got some ancestry stuff happening. DNA. We got some. It still keeps being a thing. So biblically, last night I was listening to the Torah, right? And y'all, as I was listening to this, it is some stuff talking about freaking, what are these people? Where is the book? Okay. That's random and weird. So let's see. We got Kabbalion, the Bible. Oh, right here. I was going to say, what is that? All right, Torah. So I'm gonna just say I was asleep and we talking about rituals and things of that nature. All right, so listen. Somewhere in here, I think it said it was getting to the 7th chapter, and this is why it's a lot of stuff that is not being given and not being shown, because everybody pointing fingers at everybody and people not wanting to know what other people are actually doing. And even if you don't practice that, you should actually want to know. Reason being, hopefully I ain't getting none of that stuff on my hand. Reason being because they've been telling y'all it's wicked and it's evil to do rituals, but there's rituals in everything, right? And if y'all want to go over the definition of rituals and things of that nature, we can, but you're gonna have to figure it out for yourself right now. So as I was listening to this, it was basically talking about, let's hope I got the right area. According to their generations, Aram to Moses, no. But they didn't listen to Moses for. Okay, so for the most part, it's giving some of the same stories that's in the Bible, which also is one of the reasons why there was a passage that was in the Quran that said that basically they are talking about the same thing. Now, mind you, like I said, I got all the books right here, the ones that we're referencing. So the Quran is right here, Torah right here, Bible right here, Kabbalion right here. Although I haven't started listening to this one yet, as I'm, resting and things of that nature. So let me see if I can find a passage, and then I'll go into the definition of what this actually is. Because somebody listening to this may not know what the age of unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe, revelation, awakening for the battle for truth, because it's a meaning, mind you, it means something. Let's see. Where are we at? Why is this like this? Mind you, it's like everything all of a sudden just disappeared out of nowhere. Like, mind you, this was already set in here. But mind you, I was over here jamming early in the morning. So actually my energy is on 10 or 30 or something, because literally I was over here getting her done. Let's see. All right, so let me tell you also why I'm looking for this, what is actually happening. So we've been talking about all these people that was talking about the birth certificates and things of that nature, and you being able to collect money and this, that, and the third. A lot of these people are lying and scamming, okay? So, and I don't want to say everybody, but I'm just saying that so far from the stuff that I looked up, one, I ain't heard nobody say they actually really received this, and two, there is money, but just not the way they saying it, right? So the thing is, as you're doing the and I don't want to use it like authentication of, but it's getting your birth certificate certified, right? But your birth certificate is already certified. It should have already a stamp on it. So it's a whole nother process that you have to go through. The thing is, though, that you have to go through generations. So you have to if you're the person that's starting, you would have to do this with your mother, right? But mind you, then there's a thing where it has to be your mother's mother. You have to get your mother's mother and mother's father's documentation. So you need birth certificate and you need death record if they're not alive. Same thing for your father's side, because it's proven lineage and heritage. But meanwhile, you don't technically need these people to get it, because you can get it from the vital statistics. But the thing is you're going to be paying for a lot of birth certificates and a lot of death certificates that should already be had, right? And not for nothing, I'm gonna just tell y'all, because I called and asked about some birth certificates yesterday, and not to say nothing, but this is the thing: older people don't really care. And this is the part where we have to realize why so much stuff has been taken from us, because these people just literally rolled over, and as long as they were okay, and because I don't want to say it in the wrong way, but technically ignorance is bliss with them. Like, they just don't give a damn. And so now it's being left to younger people. This is where they're talking about generational chain breaking having to come from, because now you're about to have to chase lineages and heritage and go back for a lot of stuff that should already be had. And so now the people who are basically trying to make sure that their kids you know, have the documentation. And this is the other thing. And in a lot of families, it's almost like there's a designee. There's a person who has, when the person dies, they just have the death record. No. Every kid that is involved in this situation needs a birth certificate and a death certificate. If you got 13 kids, every child needs to have the documentation. Why? Because it's important. Okay? So we have to also realize that, like, all the things that we did before, it is not good enough. It's not good enough because of the fact that it's just not good enough. Okay? And then here we are trying to locate documentation, and people as old as they are don't have fucking stuff a lot. Don't have birth certificates. It's weird. I made sure that each one of my kids when they were getting ready to, you know, leave the house, they actually were able to have their birth certificates. And so I don't understand why people don't realize birth certificates and things of that nature are important. But here we are in 2026, and this is what we're talking about. Anyway, long story short. So if you are getting ready to go through any of these processes, you need all of these people's birth certificates, birth records, and things of that nature in order to prove, you know, that where you came from. Secondly, there's another thing. A lot of people be doing stuff, and I don't have the process yet. And when I do have the process, you know, whatever God allows me to uncover, I will bring it to y'all, and we can just go over it free. Because this is the other thing. They wonder why a lot of things are not happening or moving fast enough in our group or in our society amongst us, because they be gatekeeping, and then they want to charge people for information that they ain't even got, because people are doing classes and they ain't even got it. What are they doing classes on? Oh, trying to teach you how to certify your birth certificate, and oh, then you need a trust. They're only doing classes on the basic things that, and then they ain't got nothing after that. Because guess what? If any of them had it to give, there would be signs. But if y'all keep looking at these people, I keep telling y'all, people keep coming to the internet lying and talking about stuff that they know nothing about. They know the beginning process. So I don't want to say they all the way out here lying, but they technically out here lying. Because why is it so much information on the internet about some stuff? And so far from what I've seen, a lot of people have only gotten to the certifying their birth certificate, and then some people are doing sovereign citizenship and this, that, and the third. Which all of these things y'all have to be very careful of. Because if you forfeit your right to the land and the property because you know, went and did all these things because somebody was out here talking, and then you end up with nothing, it's going to be your own fault. And also theirs. So technically, if anything happens to the tune of, y'all don't get something because you filed the wrong documentation because of somebody and you didn't go look it up for yourself, one, I would sue them. So all these group gurus and things of this nature that's running around here doing classes, start suing some of these people. Because if it ends up that y'all don't get something because of them, sue their asses. But also, you have to be diligent in making sure that you get the stuff that you need to get for yourself. Because you also have to go look something up. You can't just be allowing these people on the internet just to be talking to you and telling you stuff that, you know, you're not going to go look at. Because that's also strange to me too. So anyway, then there's something about to the republic for which it stands. Mind you, I've seen several things on this. So this is why I'm saying I haven't figured out the right way to go yet, because I'm going through, siphoning through all the information, right? And so I've seen some people talking about the treaties and stuff that was made. This is where the actual money comes from, because once you figure out the treaties that was meant to, you know, protect the land, because technically the land is being, it's like them renting or, you know, something of that nature. I ain't figured out how it goes yet, but I'm looking, because literally it's so much information and so many documentation that you got to go through, because all these people is talking and nobody knows nothing. And then once you get to really the people, oh, well, you got to take a class. Mind you, they still looking very broke. So if in fact they had it, there would be signs. So now, this is the thing. So to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. But anyway, that republic, that's the thing. I heard one guy say something about Morocco, because we got to go back. And this is the other thing. They've changed the website, because one of the things that you have to do is go through the treasury, right? So once you get through the treasury, there was something actually like a treasure hunt or something for you to be able to do, because this is where the people was telling you to go look for bonds that are in your name. Mind you, because they seen it was so much stuff happening online, they have changed that. So now you can't like the way that the pathway that people were telling you, or they was telling you wrong anyway. You can't really actually go and figure it out that way. So now that's like you got having to go through documentation and paperwork. So one person is saying it's Morocco because this was the property that was on. Y'all, they done changed so much stuff in our system, in our history. Like, this is the reason why, like even the old maps and things of that nature. So now I got to trace it back to the original. Who was the ones that did the treaties? This is also the reason why y'all see that the Indians is being kicked off of properties, because they're not the actual Indians. Remember, we got reclassified. So then there's a process of being reclassified back, which is also the reason why I'm saying y'all need the birth certificates, because you have to prove where you came from, okay? So it is, and this is the part that's, you know, making me the most heated, because, you know, back in the day, it was a lot of incest and a lot of, you know, a lot of mess that was happening, right? So them people didn't want the stories told. I don't know why they don't want the stories told, because it wasn't their fault. If you got, you know, whatever it was you got because you was young, it was not your fault. Now the thing is we have to trace this lineage back and this history back way, you know, and like I said, you have to have your mom's birth certificate. And then people act like they don't want to give out this type of documentation, but technically you don't need them anyway, because once you have your birth certificate, it proves who your mother is. Now, suppose this is another thing why people have to actually start doing DNA tests. And I know y'all don't want to do the DNA test, because who the hell wants to have these people having your stuff? But if you don't do the DNA test, you actually can't prove it, because mother's baby, papa's maybe. So now, yes, you have to do genealogy. So if y'all gonna start doing some of these things, know that these are, what I'm telling you is real. Because I'm not gonna come to you and tell you no BS. Because at this point, I'm trying to figure it out for myself. Literally still do the due diligence for yourself. So I'm literally writing it down and documenting as I'm doing it, because I'm sick and tired of seeing these people online. And then, like I said, yeah, nobody is coming. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And this is how you're going to save yourself. Mind you, like I said, the older people, this information was just for you. Because guess what? I'm going to give it and I ain't charging nobody for it. Because to me, united we stand, divided we fall. As many people as we have with the proper documentation, that is how we are strong. So all these people that's online that y'all going through their videos, start reporting them for scamming. Literally start reporting them for scamming, because that's what they're doing. Ain't nobody, there is not one person that I have found so far, and not to say that there's not one. And if it is, they're gatekeeping to the max, which is stupid, because what they want to do, be the only person that's here. Well, maybe it might be smart. I don't know. But probably not, because once they snatch them up, then, you know, it's going to be a thing. But they wouldn't be able to prove how they're scamming and what they're saying. Yes, you can, because the information is not real. The information that they're giving is not real. You can actually go look it up yourself. So people will say, like, when they're saying that you can get your birth certificate certified, that's not scamming. That's actually a real thing. It has to be done. So that is one of the things. But when they're saying, oh, you can get money for your birth certificate, this, that, and the third, when they're saying that, they're lying, they're scamming, because they ain't done it. And so why are you saying that? Like, why are you saying that if you ain't done it? If you went and got your birth certificate and if you became a sovereign citizen, somebody that has given up their rights to something, or however that goes, because again, I ain't going to speak on that because I ain't figured it out yet. Yesterday, I spent time going through so many different things and having to call family members and try to figure out who doing what. that it's getting ridiculous. And this is what I said even about the old people. They were so smart, they were stupid. Because at the end of the day, like, why would you not have the proper documentation? Why are y'all fighting in families? People in the 90s remind me of 19 EIS processing for 2000. I never knew what to do with it. Oh my God. Shoot. Do I have? Oh, okay. So right here, Treasury Direct Form 5456, right? This is, I don't know what you, okay, so let me tell you. Mind you, once I found this, all of a sudden stuff started shaking and going crazy, right? Because this is a thing. You can get into the Treasury Department yourself. Treasury Department for yourself. What this form is, and mind you, I found this on somebody's paper and I ended up looking up. It says Form 5456, authorization for release of information, allows the U.S. Department of Treasury Direct to legally share your account information with someone you approve. It does not give you ownership of your bonds or your money. It only gives you permission to access the information. Now, you can access the information for yourself, but what this form is used for is a family member, an attorney, a financial advisor, a state representative, and a court legal authority. But when you go in there, what it looks like is just a place for you to be able to buy bonds and things of that nature. Because that's why I'm telling you that whatever they were talking about or the news that they had before is definitely like older information, because literally they didn't change the website so much because they don't want people doing whatever it was that they was doing. Okay. Let me see. Use my spelling 91 IN number. This okay. All right, so now suppose you have a parent or something that's not here. Hey CBY, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Nate, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, so it is to help someone assist you with the account problems and this, that, and the third, but it's only talking about Treasury Direct, like stuff of that nature. So don't know how that came about and don't know the placement of it yet, but to me, it could make you, allow you to maybe look into something older or something. I don't know, because again, I just started writing down information because technically you can access this information for yourself. You don't need nobody else, not unless somebody's trying to help you. So that ended up coming up. But when that came up, all of a sudden stuff started like blanking out and all types of stuff. So I don't know the importance of that yet, but it was there. Let me see what else we got going on in here. Now, this is what we need to know, because I know why a lot of people didn't click on that link, because a lot of people, and the people that are meant to be here are going to be the people that are meant to be here, just so y'all know. Another thing, purging the system. If you are on social media, and I know we like to share and like stuff, this, that, and the third, but remember that the system is learning. Remember also they're pulling documentation, questioning who is doing this, that, and the third, like they're trying to see something. And then remember that Oracle, I guess, is the program that's supposed to be the way they see how you your movements for them to be able to report is things that you like, reshare, repost, something that you may watch for a little bit too long, not interested in it. The system is learning. Okay? So I was trying to tell y'all yesterday, I did several videos. Them videos did not get pushed nowhere. Purge the system. Which is a good thing and a bad thing, only because, one, you don't want them knowing that, you know, this is whatever you've been doing on the system. And then it starts to reclassify you. But then also there could be things that you need. So this is what I said. Even in the sharing process, if you're going to share, only leave it up for so long. Because literally, it's leaving a trail. And they're using it in a way. Okay? So do with that information what you will. Matter of fact, look it up, because how does the system start to learn your movements, the algorithm? Because of what you've been watching and what you've been sharing. So be mindful of that, because right now they're asking some of these platforms and programs for your history and your behavior. Why? All right, so Aletheia. Aletheia is an ancient Greek word meaning unveiling, the truth being unveiled. So the title to the message is the age of unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe. I think that's how you say it. I could be saying it wrong. Revelation, awakening, and a battle for truth. Because literally, as fast as you're trying to uncover it, they're trying to cover it up. All right? Because if you can come up with the proper documentation for your rights and for you, something for you to stand on, there's nothing that they can do. Okay? Period, point blank. Every single one of these books, these holy books, every single one of them, and mind you, I got another one back there, and I'm not talking about nobody at all, period. Because guess what? My hands is off of it. Only thing I'm going to tell y'all is what's there. Now, they've been telling y'all about doing rituals and things of that nature. But mind you, I'm getting ready to read y'all some rituals, and then I'm going to read y'all the definition. Last night, as I was listening to the Torah when I was asleep, and it was talking about the Aaron, the group of Aaron, the tribes, right? And one tribe is pointing at this tribe saying this tribe ain't no good. This tribe is pointing at this tribe saying this tribe ain't no good. This tribe pointing at this tribe saying this tribe ain't no good. Meanwhile, and I'm going to say it in the easiest and best way, God, please, give me the best words to say it. Rituals are being done in all of them. Every single one of them. Blood rituals, this ritual, that ritual. And if you don't go look at it for yourself, then you're not going to know it. It's like when the lady that just came out and she was talking about the sororities and this, that, and the third, and she told what happened with her. And then all the sorority people came out saying, no, they kept us going to church. Rituals being done. I didn't do it. All I'm going to tell y'all and show y'all is where they've been done at. And y'all already seen them. But because of the fact that, whatever sleep spell was put over our brain, we couldn't acknowledge what they were trying to tell us. Oh, you can't be doing this ritual, this. But it's okay when they're doing it. It's okay when they're doing it. So what I heard in this book last night was, mind you, this the other thing. I done went to sleep numerous amounts of times playing the Quran. Whether or not it be English or whether or not it be the Arabic version. Be knocked out. And I only hear what is meant for me to hear on a subconscious level or a conscious level when they wake me up and it's listen to this. I could not go to sleep in a peaceful sleep last night listening to this. It was almost like I was just awake at so many different points listening. And mind you, that could be good or bad. But in my mind, it's a lot that these people be doing that is not, again, I ain't going to say nothing because don't put your mouth on people and everybody got the word they want to give. But just so y'all know, I'm going to read y'all something else. And this is me, right? This is something that is me. And I sent it to my son yesterday because I was going through my ancestry. I done did the I did ancestry a long time ago when my son was in high school because he wanted to know his people and where he came from, right? And so as I'm going through my ancestry yesterday, again, because looking for some of this information for y'all, because guess what, if it's there to be found, we gonna find it. Okay? And so my ancestry comes up with this. So this is why I'm getting ready to tell y'all there's so much stuff that's intertwined, and I can speak on it because I can speak on it. Hey, Abby. Hey, Cash. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So one of my percentages is to this place. It's called Eastern European Roma, right? Not that much, but we going to say it. It says the early Romani people left northern India in the 9th or 10th century. This is actually my DNA that I'm giving y'all. Okay, so just so y'all know, not nobody else's. This is me. Centuries arrived in Europe some 400 years later. Many preserved their nomadic lifestyles. It is part because of Europeans' distrust of outsiders and economic competition. Since Romani men were recognized for being skilled livestock traders, metal workers, woodworkers, and basket weavers, throughout the Middle Ages and into modern history, discrimination and legal persecution targeting the Romani persisted, and hundreds of thousands were killed in the Parajmos, Parajmos, and the genocide of the Romani people. In Nazi concentration camps today, along with the Romani language, other symbols of Romani pride and identity are on the rise, including radio programs, magazines, and the adoption of the Romani flag in 1971. Now, it says, this is the disclaimer. Now, did y'all heard what that said? Because after I read it, I said, what they trying to say? I'm a Jew, partially in history? Because y'all heard that, right? Anyway, please note that your ethnicity results do not prove or disprove that you belong to a particular ethnic group. Identifying with or being a member of an ethnic or cultural group involves much more than genetics. So, of course, they want you to be involved with it. You would have to be involved with the whatever, this, that, and third, in order for you to want to claim that. But technically, it's in my blood, in my DNA, right? So, if I wanted to, I could. All right. But mind you, it would probably be under this book because these are the folks, right? All right. So one more. I'm going to give y'all one more. Mind you, these are very low percentages, but I'm going to give them to you anyway just because. So I got, okay, I might give you two. So the other one that's before that is Donegal, Ireland, right? Mind you, y'all see I'm a black lady sitting in front of you. This is my genetics, all right? This is what they found. So in Donegal region, I don't know if I'm saying it right, charge it to my head, not my heart. Charge it to the U.S. American system, okay? We might not all be able to read properly. Anyway, so region lies the northwest corner of Ireland in the province of Ulster. It is part of the Republic of Ireland, known for its high cliffs, rugged mountains, and ancient castles. It is geographically isolated. It is only connected to the rest of Ireland by a small border with country Leitrim. I don't know if y'all heard any of this. People have lived there since prehistoric times, leaving behind stone circles and ring forts. Medieval monistic ruins are evidence of later arrival of Christianity. Donegal has a strong Gaelic culture. The Irish name for the country, Donegal, Dooney, now, and Gael. So it's a whole little thing. I don't know their language. Fort of the Foreigners, and a nod to early Viking or seafaring contact. Traditional music, dancing, and storytelling are still a part of everyday life. Now, again, this is mine. So if we wrap this all into me as a person right now. So he said all nations in the world were all dark until they started the bleaching process for every nation. Exactly. So this is exactly what you're saying is the point that I'm trying to tell you. I'm a black woman. This is my DNA. So mind you, me being the person that I am actually makes a whole lot of sense based off of some of these things, right? Mind you, the percentage is very low, but guess what? It's actively working in my blood right now to this day because literally I can hear. Okay, so now the other one, another one that is very low percentage, but it's there, right? So it says Hebrides in Western Highlands, Scotland. Okay. And mind you, this one is a little bit more percentage than the rest of them because I done skipped a couple of people, just so you know. I went to them because it is Celtic, or it's Celtic to me, and Gaelic, right? Mind you, it's some below that. I'm a little bit in the middle, okay? And mind you, then above that is England. So it's a little higher percentage there. But mind you, I started in the middle. I'm just telling y'all for this reason. All right, so Hebrides and Western Highlands, Scotland, right? So it says, show more. Our Western Highlands and Hebrides region stretches along the rugged northern Atlantic coast, long associated with Gaelic culture. This is the preserves many traditions, practices, including, I don't know what this word is, Ceilidhn. So it was probably something in their language. Informal gatherings that it's basically, it says informal gatherings that feature storytelling, music, and dance. And Scottish Gaelic is still spoken in parts of the Outer Hebrides. The landscape has long been shaped by sea and stone. Windswept moons, peat bogs, sea lochs, and jagged cliffs. Prehistoric people have also left their mark with Neolithic menhirs, menhirs. I think it's something in their language too. Large stones placed upright, and Iron Age brocks, brochs, stone towers with hollow walls. Fishing and agricultural remain important, while local cuisine often features beef, seafood, and dairy products made locally. All right, again, this is my DNA, right? Sitting here at this moment in time, this going back, so I can't tell y'all which side it's on, mother side, dad side, it could be in between, mind you. So after I sent this, because I'm sending this actively to my mom, to my dad and to my kids, right? Because my kids, I plan on leaving them a whole history, a whole background, of everything that they should have, right? Because I don't feel the need, and mind you, it's a little wrinkle in time, a little something shaky, but guess what, I'm willing to give it to my kids and tell them, because the minute I sent this to my son and he can see all my DNA, my son sends me this. This is sea trade routes and things of that nature, right? Mind you, with how people are, sending this, that, and the third. It's an old school map of the seafarer, like how people went here and there, right? So there's this thing, and black culture, where people will say all across the world, they will say black people don't know their history or their culture, right? And remember, the age of unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe, revelation, awakening, and the battle for truth. Maybe I should tell you what Lethe means also. All right, so what Aletheia is, and I told you already, it says unveiling, truth behind unveiling, not truth created, truth exposed. The things that are not history. It is what it is in real life. Okay. All right. So right now, then it goes to, let me see, Lethe. Lethe, in Greek mythology, Lethe was the river of forgiveness in the underworld. Souls who drank from it forgot who they were, forgot truths, lost memory before rebirth. The word literally means forgetfulness, concealment, or oblivion, to get rid of. Now, why do everybody think that so many times throughout history, like the world being reset or people going to sleep, it's a real thing? So at the same time the world experienced more information than ever, we also see misinformation spreading. I just told y'all about the people. Like everything connecting. And it's almost like I wrote that title because this title says The Age of Unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe, Revelation, Awakening, and the Battle for Truth. That title ain't gonna get nobody other than the people that are actually meant to be here, the people that are looking, because some people don't care. This is just the way they're going. If it don't pertain to them immediately, they're not gonna go look. They don't care. And this is how a lot of the older people allowed certain things to go uncovered, like if they had a known, or if they were allowed to read, but remember, they took certain things from them. So they wouldn't let them read. They wouldn't let them write. Why? Because you don't know your rights and you don't know that you own the land, if in fact that you don't own the land. Now, also explain to me why every time somebody that is educated comes along, all of a sudden they're deceased or they're dead. They get rid of them. Also, when things start to be revealed or when things start to be told, they start stripping away, like they're doing it right now, cursive writing, or they start flooding the system with a lot of misinformation. So that's why this person's talking, and that's why I said I don't care what these people are talking about. We know the problem. Let's figure out the solution. So back then, when the old people were, let's put them in, this, that, or the third, they didn't try to go look up nothing because they're okay with as long as I'm, good, it's complacency, but on the lower level, because it is the same as white skin being able to just, benefit off of a situation, and they don't go look up nothing either. So this is why people will say, oh, my people built this country. No, you didn't. You didn't. And it's making you mad to know that you are a part of a history or a culture. But mind you, ain't nobody around here fully just one thing. Nobody. It is a route, a way that people, got to see this, that, or the third. So how am I, a little black girl from Dover, Delaware, with that in my system? That would also make me connected to everything, because when I start going into the African routes and things of that nature, it gets a little bit deeper than rap. That's also the reason why certain places, when I was saying Ibrahim Traore, it was, resonating with me, because it intertwines, it circles right around there. So here we are. It goes into, let's see, the name Lethe. They forgot who they were, forgot the truth, lost memory before rebirth. The word literally means forgetfulness. So why it fits symbolically today. At this time in the world experiences more information than ever, we also see misinformation spreading fast, distractions everywhere, short attention spans, truth mixed with noise. Because I keep trying to tell y'all, there is a little bit of truth even in a lie. So when you hear people saying whatever they're saying, go look it up. Because even if they're lying, your spirit, God is going to point you to the right thing. You have to want to be a seeker. You have to want to be a person that actually goes and look. You can't just allow the information for you to be given. This is actually how church went about too. You got to go through the pastor, and then you got to go through this in order to get any salvation to God. You can go straight to God. You can go straight to God. Short attention spans, truth mixed with noise, people overwhelmed by constant content, reality feeling blurred or uncertain. Aletheia is truth revealed. Lethe is truth drowned and forgetting. They're banking on everybody forgetting. Because guess what? This is the reason why y'all can't stick to one thing. This is the reason why you can't boycott the Target, the McDonald's, the this, the that, or the third. Because guess what? Convenience says, I'm hungry, I'm going to slide in McDonald's parking lot. I need something, I'm going to go to Target. Walmart, this is the reason why they keep being allowed to do the things that they're doing, because you're forgetting. What did these people do to me? You're literally allowed, your attention span is 10 seconds. Only 10% of the brain is being used because only 10% of the information was being given. This is what I'm also saying. People can, it's like when I told y'all to go back and look at the History Channel and go back and look at everything that you used to like as a child, the things that caught your attention. Go back and look at it with fresh eyes if you choose to, because I almost can bet and promise you that all of a sudden it's going to ring differently. It's like when those who have ears, let them hear. Those who have eyes, let them see. When I started to tap into different things, and then people would say, oh, you shouldn't be looking into that. Why? And then guess what? When I started looking into that, and then I started looking at other stuff, they've been doing it right in your face. Everybody has been doing it right in your face. They're telling you not to do stuff, but they're doing it right in your face. Everybody. And I don't care what religion or what anything, this, that, and third. And again, not bashing the religions. Not bashing the religions. All I'm telling y'all is y'all have to be a seeker. And even if you don't participate, know what thy enemy is doing. Because they wish they're banking on you forgetting. The fact of the matter is if there were any agreements that we have made, we would forget them. Because guess what? Everybody's saying their time is up. Their time is up. But if they can make us forget, again, you don't know that their time is up. You don't know that their time could have already been up. But then they put it in a book that, guess what? 400 years ago you did. No, it wasn't that long ago. It was not that long ago. And a lot of y'all are awake right now for a reason. Stop letting people put into your head, oh, it's this, that, like, or do it. Do it if you want. But what I'm going to show you is that if there are rituals being done, they told y'all that they literally burn people at the stake for this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. All this weirdness, right? Back in the day. But literally in here, it was telling you about doing, putting blood at the altar and burnt offerings and things of that nature. Are those rituals? It's right in here. I heard it last night. So if it's a lie, they're telling it. And if it's the truth, they're telling it. You're just not going to go look. Mind you, I just told y'all my DNA says that there were people, apparently my DNA was a part of what was happening. So can't nobody just come out and say, oh, well, she's against. No. Technically, I felt some type of way when I found out that, you know, my bloodline got caught up in a genocide and some other stuff. Although my bloodline has already been caught up in a genocide. I am a mixture of everybody. Everyone. So at this point, guess what? Collectively, I already been saying that. Now, let's see. Today, people often describe feeling everything is being exposed and nobody knows what's real anymore. Do y'all feel that? Because we can take a vote on it. That's why this makes sense. Aletheia and Lethe, revelation, exposure, and awakening. Meanwhile, Lethe, forgetting, confusion, and distractions. Y'all, I don't know nothing about none of these things. I promise you that when things start getting dropped in my system, all it is spiritually, they say this to me and then I go look. And then all of a sudden names and stuff start shaking out of the system. That's just like also, you know, I got a feeling that my whole entire family's going to be mad at me. Why? Because all I want to do is find me. And so it's going to piss them off because now why are you digging up this? And then stuff starts to fall out. And guess what people are going to realize? Mama's baby, papa's maybe. Mind you, guess what? On a family side that could not be found, guess what? They starting to be found. And then there's a sister that's related to somebody that I didn't even know that sister existed. And apparently neither did they. But the minute I start saying some stuff, because guess what? Then there was also a baby that got left somewhere. And mind you, it's on these people's side. And so because the baby went and did the DNA test, because the baby wanted to know who the baby belonged to, and now God linked the baby with me. Except for the baby is grown as fuck. And nobody knew the baby existed. Mind you, it's lies being told on where this person came from. Meanwhile, guess what? It only took me 0.2 seconds to put this nigga name somewhere. And all of a sudden, census records started popping out of the woodwork. So if they wanted to know, they could have went and found out. They didn't want to know. They don't care. But they don't realize that the reason why we need to care is because there's treaties and things that were brokered on us. And you have to remember, or you have to go and dig it up in order for you to now claim anything. You have no rights because you don't want none. And the reason why I said to the person the other day that was over here, if it's mine and it belongs to me, I want it. I can't be mad at God for asking God to show me how to get something, send back old books and old documentation, and then stuff starts shaking and falling out of the system. I didn't do it. This was already happening before I got here. Nothing is real. That's what makes it the matrix. Well, guess what? You know you here. And so even if not for nothing, now is an important time. I know I exist. I know I'm here. And if not for nothing, I've always been a person that said, I want to be the great-great-grandmother that gets put on the wall. You know how in certain places they'll say, that's my great-great-great-grandmother, something, they the person that set this family up. I want to be that. And even if at this point in time, it is, I have nothing or I can't be nothing, I can be everything. Because if you are the generational chain breaker, then figure out how to break them chains. figure out how to do a thing that they're trying to make hard for you. And it's crazy that, guess what? The people that's going to try to make it hard for you is the people that should be trying to help you the most, because they are the ones that benefit as well. They're going to make it hard for you. So I don't know how many of y'all got enough money to go back and trace and this, that, and the third, your mama's mama. When you start pulling birth certificates and death certificates, that's a charge for every person that you got to go back and pull. So when because I have my birth certificate, my kids have their birth certificate, so my kids can say, okay, they have their mama's birth certificate, but now I got to go pull my mama's birth certificate, my daddy's birth certificate, my daddy's mom's birth certificate, my daddy's dad's birth certificate, my mother's dad's, like, and then so on and so on and so forth, until I can't pull them anymore. Mind you, already on one side of the family, we already back in the 1700s. But yet black people don't have no culture. Make it make sense. So if we're speaking in myth language, like naming the spirit, because we have to name the spirit. And this is also one of the things. Remember I told y'all have to name it. Like it has to have a moment. It has to have a name. This moment in time has to have a name. And so do you want to name it, or do you want to let them name it? Because history has already been changed by them. Meanwhile, so I was looking up the registry for Indians, right? The actual, because in Delaware it's Nanacoke Indians, it's Lenni Lenape, it's Blackfoot, it's all types of Indians that are around there, right? Meanwhile, remember back at band camp, I told you there are people that were reclassified as Indians or classified as Indians. They were not the original Indians. They were not the indigenous people that was there. So even in when you get your ancestry and things of that nature, it'll tell you where your family ended up being able to go to, like where they ended up resting at, right? And so it'll show you where the majority of the collection, so it has like 3 different things. It'll say it's called ancestral journeys, like where they went to at this point, right? And so some of them will be like here, some of them will be there, and some of them will be everywhere, right? So when I sent it to my son, he instantly looked at it and he said, oh, so basically your family's from da 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 da, right? Mind you, the da-da-da-da-da is the place where, remember I said that White House is sitting at? And remember I told y'all that White House is on indigenous land? And remember I told y'all they're trying to reclassify it and lie and say that it belonged to some man that, came along a whole long time ago? That's not true. The book starts with the information that they were given, because they try to change history. They're reclassifying. They're doing the things that they can do. And by the time it gets removed 10, 15, this, that, and the third, too many times, then all of a sudden we're going to forget. And they're banking on forgetting. They're wiping away, scrubbing the internet, scrubbing the details. And then what gets left is that book right there that says, the illustration guide, the lost symbols. And in the lost symbols, because a book is written and a book is given, it'll say, oh, this is the history. That's not the history. That history started at that point in time. That history goes back further than that. But the book, and this is the reason why everybody was looking at me like I'm crazy when I said, I don't give a damn what's in them books. I don't care what's in them books. The reason why I don't care what's in them books is because anybody can write a book, anybody can tell a lie. And if they're only privy to this part of history and the culture and they don't take it back further, then when somebody finds the book, they're going to be thinking that this is right and this is correct. Meanwhile, it's a lie. It's an omission. It's not the correct documented history for that era or for that time. And it's on stolen property. It's on stolen land. That area in that particular place, mind you, then they start renaming stuff. They start renaming stuff because guess what? If you can't dig it up, this is what the name is. It never was this. And that's a lie. So there's that. So here we go. We're going to go over here because after I got out of there, so we have the age of the unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe, revelation, awakening, global forgetting, because I need to make y'all forget. And quite frankly, a lot of y'all will anyway, because, It's convenient. It's rituals being done. Okay? Let me see. Do I want to stay on this page or do I want to go here? I'm going to stay here for a minute. Now, let me show y'all how y'all, and mind you, you know that like christening, things of that nature. So I'm gonna give y'all the definition of ritual, so you know, again, I ain't trying to be blasphemous. All I'm gonna give you is the meaning, but also I'm gonna show you in every book where a ritual is being done. But mind you, y'all are basically saying that a lot of people are Satanists and this, that, and the third. Well, what if they are right in your face? And again, I ain't saying nothing about this. I'm just saying that if you're practicing, you know, actively practicing, like we all are actively practicing the power of life and death. All right. So again, God, please give me the right words to say, order my footsteps, because you already know these people act like I did it when, mind you, it's already being done. Talking to spirits. God, the one and only God. Y'all heard me. All right. Now, I'm asking because I want to put it here. It's in here, and I'll tell y'all where it is, but I'm putting it here so that way I can tell y'all. All right, so, but mind you, I really want that version. All right, so Leviticus 1:17, the law of burnt offerings. This is the central and most detailed section. God gives instructions to Moses about how burnt offerings must be performed. So key verses. If someone brings a burnt offering from the herd, it must be a male without blemish. The person lays their hand on the animal's head, and it is accepted to make atonement. The animal is slaughtered, its blood sprinkled on the altar. The whole animal is burned as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. The entire animal burned, not eaten, represents surrender. And mind you, there is one in there where they were eating it. And again, I'll try to find it in here, but I'm posting it here so that way we can, you know, figure it out. And again, I don't want nobody saying, CB, ask the scammer if they have a website. Oh, the people that are asking about the birth certificates, I don't ask them people nothing. I just look at it and I keep on going, because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for the information that I, you know, ingest. So I just go look it up and myself. So like I said, that's why I'm gonna come and I'm gonna tell y'all, you know, everything that's happening in the process. If y'all, you know, find something, let me know and I'll look it up, because literally I'm trying to figure out the process. But also in that process, I want to make sure that we do it correctly, because I don't want to give away no nothing either. And so some of these people, as they're doing this, they don't realize they're giving up their rights to land and things of that nature, because once they start filing certain paperwork, then there's nothing you could do. You already just signed away your rights, and that ain't what I'm aiming to do. So that's why I got to make sure it gets done the right way. All right, so sorry about that. I didn't see it. Y'all, sorry about that. I didn't see he said that a while ago. CB, thank you. All right, so daily burnt offering command: 2 lambs a year, two lambs a year old each day, 1 in the morning and 1 at twilight. This is established a daily temple sacrifice. It's Exodus 29:38-42. Additionally, and mind you, I'm not saying nothing about the book. I'm just showing y'all there because I'm gonna listen to it some more, because I want to know what else is in there, because I was comparing this book with everything else to see what was being done. But mind you, it's like when everybody says, oh, the new year begins in spring. Okay, but if they're doing They put that there for a reason. That means that they're doing spells right in your face. And whether or not you realize it or not, that means that there's something that should be done, counteracted. But mind you, we keep allowing people to do spells and things right in our face, right over top of us. And then we'll act like, oh, well, we shouldn't do this, that, and that. Because that's what they said. Not them, but that's what everybody said. Collectively, they're telling us not to do things, and we're wicked and evil if we don't follow. And this is another thing that I wanted to look up. Who wrote this book? Who wrote this book? Who wrote this book? We already know who wrote the other book, but literally, and we know who manipulated, changed, and everything else. But where officially, because it says the writings were given to this person, this person. This is why you have so many different, the canons in them. So each person doing something, but who commissioned the whole entire, something or another? Because, excuse me, this is where everything started to, do a thing. This is where the energy started to, manifest itself into whatever the world is actually actively doing right now. Because magic itself is energy. It's energy. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. So once the energy gets, entangled in manipulation of energy, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. So if a person is using it for, it's the intention. This is like everything that could be told, as pure as it can be. So if a person, it could be the intention of the heart. And this is where everybody said, God knows the heart. So this is why I'm sitting in front of y'all, actively telling y'all that in order for you to win any situation, you got to know what everybody is putting out on the table. Why did this get put here? Why did this get put here? Why? Who actively? Because literally, okay, so there's something that's happening. And why I read this book, God be putting stuff in me. And so there's a book called Why I just had this man's name right in my brain. Anyway, let me see. Let me see if this will tell me. I'm gonna go to Google real quick. It's the most evil, wickedest man on earth, right? Which is crazy. The most evil man on earth. Y'all know who I'm talking about, a magician, right? Let's see. Google said figure it out. Oh, because I didn't type it in right. Let me not do that. What is this man's name? Because now Google trying to act brand new. Let me see. Because I read this book before, and it was funny because, all right, who is known as... Google, why are you trying to play with me? It says your client has issued something or another. Hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all what it says. Let's see. I'm gonna just refresh it and see if that will help. Because then I'll tell you what the error message they keep giving, because it's not a mystery. And anyway, what I was gonna say is that now all of a sudden they're saying that in the files that it is suspected to be a certain person's father, right? Last name Bush, right? All right, so mind you, refresh. It says it's having a problem. Mind you, the funny part about this, and it could be no relationship, no relation or nothing, but mind you, that's a family last name of mine, Bush. And so going back lineage and this, that, and the third, trying to figure it out, nobody has ever connected the dots, ever. But it could be a thing where, dots get connected and then all of a sudden it starts turning into something for real, because names back then, and mind you, this part of the family looked like, because it says lodger, it's giving slavery on these people. All right, so historical. No. Let's see. Damn, they pulled up everybody. No. Who is known? Let me see. This is not the one. Y'all, who is known? I'm surprised none of y'all said it yet, because I'm sure y'all know. It's magical. Nah. Aleister Crowley. All right. So Aleister Crowley apparently is being known as, in those files, they're trying to say, is the Lady Bush's father. Okay? All right, let me see what it comes with. I'm on Google just so y'all know. Because apparently her mother was linked to this person. And mind you, as y'all know, it keeps being ties between, you know, the people who end up sitting in them seats. They all are related. But mind you, this is also a tie and a connection that just was being exposed or just coming out. And they act like they ain't even hear what I said. Okay, so it's saying that it has been debunked, right? But it's saying biological parents of this person, BB, was born June 8th, 1925 to, they said her dad's name is Marvin Pierce. Again, mama's baby, papa's maybe, because they're saying that this lady was there at the time, and then 8 months later, this person was born. Pauline Robinson Pierce, her father Marvin was the president of Macau Corporation, which published magazines from Macau's and Red Book. Origin of the theory. The claim that she was Crowley's daughter originated as an April Fool's joke. They're trying to say in 2026, but mind you, they're in them files. That's where I just seen it at, from a person saying that this person showed up to this, okay? So take it how it resonates. I don't know. The theory was based on, and that's why I said that's how rumors get started. So, you know, we ain't gonna know, but again, we wouldn't know unless it was DNA being given, because a mother can have a baby, and if there's no DNA, then we don't know who the baby pappy is, okay? So take it how it resonates. Anyway, it says that his children are, Aleister Crowley did not have children, including daughters named Lola, Zaza, or Nuit, more something, but he had no documented connection to the Pierce family. Anyway, so the thing even about that is this. It don't have nothing to do with the genealogy. What it has something to do with is some of the rituals and things that they were doing. Because literally, as I'm scrolling through and something pops up of Candace Owens. Mind you, I don't even know nothing about this lady, but at the end of the day going in, I'm starting to actually kind of like her a little bit more just as a person, but maybe not as some of the things that she does, you know, or has been linked to, because I don't know, so I can't speak on that. But something that I just heard her, this was where one of the things that I actually just heard, because this lady is digging into some stuff that a lot of people would be afraid to, and her position that she's in is given, these are the people that should be actually talking about it and doing something about it. Everybody keeps saying that, you know, she's mad because of, you know, whatever, the husband, but if you had a friend and something happened, wouldn't you want to too? And maybe she just got a hard on for this lady, I don't know, but her work is thorough. So it seems like the things that she's going through, she's literally unwinding and literally exposing certain things that has been done, and who is better because she's sitting in a position to be able to do it. So she was also one of the things that I ended up hearing, because she's going back and checking these people's information and whatnot, which somebody should. All right. So back to this. this person, let me see, it was talking about Aaron in the Torah, but the Bible talks about it too. And again, that nobody wants y'all doing rituals. I gotta look at the meaning of ritual for y'all, because literally it's always something just demonic and this, that, and third, but these are actual rituals, just so y'all know. So let's see. So for some reason, because this name kept coming up a lot, and what I was listening to in the morning laying there. And again, just so y'all know, I'm still actively streaming on Twitch. This is 30 something days, and so I fall asleep. I do sleep streams and everything on there. It's just been actively running. When I catch it, you know, sometimes it cuts off because I'm streaming on my phone. But just so y'all know, if in fact that you want to listen to what I'm listening to at nighttime, you can literally log in there. I'm right there. And if you have Prime, then if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually get a free subscription through there, and it'll give you no ads and things of that nature. But I'm actively falling asleep, and this is the stuff that I'm listening to. So if you want to know and you want to hear, or you just want to, you know, pop in, that's where I'll be at. Okay, so it's still streaming. It's over there, and I don't know which day I'm at, but I started January the 26th, I think 23rd, January 23rd streaming, and I've been streaming straight since then. Okay, so there's that. Anyway, so here we are. It says Aaron begins the offering. So Leviticus 8, which is also saying something to me too, because Aaron always be doing something. Aaron is consecrated and ordained. This chapter shows this Leviticus 8, Aaron being prepared to serve as a priest. What happened? Moses washes Aaron with water. Priestly garments are placed on him. It's a whole ritual being done. Okay. He is anointed with oil. Offerings are sacrificed to dedicate to him. Ritual. Aaron is set apart to handle sacrifices on behalf of Israel. Okay. Sacrifices, things being done. So yesterday, something popped up, and apparently on Google Earth, and I forgot what the place is in, you know, I think it's Indonesia or something. Whatever their history is and whatever they believe in. So they built these big old, it looked like, for some reason I want to say a siphon, but it's like a tunnel, and it's like a big circle area, right? And so if you look at this thing from Google Earth, it looks like just nothing but bodies just laid out, because it's red. So it's like all in a circle, bodies laid out, bodies laid out, bodies laid out. There's another one right next to it. I think it's like a total of 3 of them from what I've seen, right? And anyway, so what is actually is happening is they don't bury the dead. What they do is and I'll look it up over here so that way you'll know. They don't bury their dead. They actually just lay them out, because it's like from ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and you being given back, and nothing is being wasted. So what they do is they take the people out and lay them in these places, these, I don't know what they call them, and they just let Mother Nature handle it. So because it's wide open, you know, the birds and whatever come in and start picking things away, this, that, and the third. But it looked like the weirdest, craziest looking thing, but it makes sense. So, you know, take it how it resonates. Also, I'm gonna look this up too, but one of the things that I was showing and something came to me, it was talking about how, you know how people who do funeral homes and things of that nature, some states, so you have to check your state and this, that, and the third. Your deceased people do not have to actually be given to those people. You can handle it right at home. You can do the washing of the body. These people do not have to be what do you call it, embalmed and things of that nature, so, or cremated and some other stuff. So y'all figure it out for yourselves, because technically it was basically saying that was created by, you know, them folks, because this is the reason why they end up making so much money, because of the fact that another service that got and put it into the system, and people just do it because, you know, what they gonna do with it. It might be an easier way, but technically they're saying don't have to be done, and I'll look it up over here. Anyway, Leviticus 9, let me see, let me make sure of something. I want to make sure it didn't transfer over from the Bible to okay, so all of these passages are in the Torah. All right, so here we are. Leviticus 9. Aaron performs the first offering. It says Aaron offers sacrifices for the people. This is the main chapter you're looking for. God commands Aaron to bring multiple offerings. The offering Aaron makes is a sin offering, a burnt offering. That's exactly what I was listening to, because it was literally an offering, all of these ones. So a sin offering, a burnt offering, a peace offering, a grain offering. It says Aaron first makes offering for himself, then for all of Israel. The important moment, Leviticus 9:22 and 24. After Aaron blesses the people, fire comes out from before the Lord and consumes the offering on the altar. This shows divine acceptance of a sacrifice. Or it shows a ritual that some people was doing. And remember, these is the same people that I told y'all was doing sin offerings, doing chickens over top of themselves and then feeding it to the poor. Now, if you just put all your sins into a chicken, why would you want to feed it to anybody if, in fact, mind you, this ain't new. This ain't new. None of these things are new. Why was nobody paying attention to? This is the very thing that y'all told us that we shouldn't be doing, but it's okay if you do it wherever you're doing. And again, I ain't saying nothing other than this ain't new. Not being disrespectful to anybody. It's right here. I'm not saying anything other than we saying that this is already existing. And if anybody is using, the energy, I guess it's cool if they do it. Also right here, Aaron's sons and offering. So I want to go back to that one because that's the one I was listening to in the middle of the night. But we'll go there in a minute. Aaron's sons and offering. So Leviticus 10, Nadab and Abihu. Again, charge to my head, not my heart. You're not trying to be disrespectful. Aaron's sons offer unauthorized fire before God. Results: divine fire consumes them. God shows that offerings must follow his instructions exactly. Earlier command given about Aaron. Exodus 28 and 29. God first commands Moses to appoint Aaron. Priestly garments described. Altar sacrifice explained. Daily burnt offerings established. This is the preparation for Leviticus. Now, again, I'm not saying that, but I got questions, right? And my question is this. Because this is spiritual, right? And we could talk about, God, us getting closer to God, but we also want to talk about how they try to use whatever they were using to disconnect us from God, right? So would there or would there not be stories that try to forbid you from doing stuff if they wanted to keep power to themselves? Mind you, you can talk to God yourself. Just the things that make you go home. Mind you, the people that be doing stuff be doing all the wrong things. Now, let me tell you. More rituals. Where are the... Remember I said that the girl from the sorority was saying that they just was taking us to church. The one girl came, the one girl identified and found out and realized that they were doing rituals being, trying to put them into the sororities, right? And then when the people came out trying to debunk and try to, call the girl liar, the one girl said, no, they were just taking us to church and this, that, and the third, right? Because it was just going over her head that, it was rituals being performed in church, right? And mind you, I was young going to church and seeing a exorcism in church that actually happened. I saw it with my own two eyes. It was to a person that basically I used to play with in the church. He was a little bit older than me. He used to come to my grandmom's house and everything else, but they did an actual exorcism on him. And then later on, after I started to read, that was not supposed to happen in the presence of young children, but it did. Okay. All right, so let's see. Over here, we're going to go to... right here, it says, were there rituals being performed in the Bible? So in the Bible / Torah, rituals and sacrifices were not done everywhere. They were performed in specific sacred locations chosen for worship, were the main places in order through biblical history. Okay, so it sounds found in Exodus 25 and 40, Leviticus, Numbers. This was the first official place rituals were performed. Portable sanctuary built during Moses' time, used while Israel traveled in the desert. Aaron and the priests performed offerings here. They were inside bronze altar burnt buildings, lampstands, mind you, so they had specific places also. So isn't that something? But then, then they started building churches and places of, these things. So then it says, a table of bread, holy of holies, God presence, and symbolizes all sacrifices in the Torah period happened here. So built in Kings 6-8, King Solomon later built a permanent temple. Rituals moved from the traveling tabernacles into one Jerusalem temples. Here, priests performed burnt offerings, sin offerings, festival sacrifices, daily offerings. Still rituals nonetheless. Maybe it's the word ritual. Maybe it's like a ritual seems like it's more special than magic. Let's see. Because this is the thing, even in magic, right? You still have to set up a circle. It has to be a specific place. It has to be like a certain type of energy. So I'm confused. Maybe the fact that they use this word is what made it blessed. And, I'm going to call you a witch, but they are a prophetess because it can be controlled, over here. And again, I ain't saying nothing other than the fact that, let's all pay attention to what's happening. Okay, so that's a thing. Either way, let's go here. What's the difference between a ritual and magic? Because there is ritual magic. It's literally called that. Good question. And this is something people often mix up because ritual and magic can look similar on the surface, but they come in very different intentions and worldwide views. And at this point, I'm going to go from two places because I'm going to use Google and I'm going to use chat. Okay, so just so y'all know, because ritual magic is a thing. All right, so what is a ritual? A ritual is a structured, meaningful action performed for worship, remembrance, or connection. It exists in almost every religion and culture. It's the same as in magic, though, too. So, although I hear what they get ready to try to do y'all hear what they get ready to try to do? Because this is the reason why it looks so, much like it's not magic being done. But mind you, anybody that is in, the spiritual community calls or knows that the book of Psalms, they call the book of magic. Mind you, I haven't looked through here to find a prayer yet, but y'all notice that I gave y'all one from the Quran, one from Psalms, and then, So as they go and as they work, the intentions behind it, if it's getting you connected to God, the one and only true God, only God that, you know, exists, not those deities, not those ones you're setting up, you know, altars and things to. Does it seem like everybody's right and wrong at the same time? Because that's what it's giving me. It's almost giving like, okay, I wanted to just say that, you know, whatever, again, we're going to look up the tribes and things of this nature. But remember, at one point in time, everybody spoke the same language. And the only point in all of this is for everybody to know that we are all connected. It's called the collective. And we have to understand that together, united we stand, divided we fall. This person ain't no better than this person. This person ain't no better than this person. It's just all in how they try to hide it a little bit better. And so even if we have to take all of these things and connect them, because that's what I'm going to do, to know and get a key from here, a key from here, and a key from here, everybody was putting whatever it was they thought they wanted to put on it. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm saying everywhere. And if you're mad about that, go to God about it, because I already went to God about it, and this is how it keeps being given to me. So if y'all don't like that, you can say that I'm wrong. I could be, you know, whatever it is, okay. But at the end of the day going to end, and this is how all of these things came about. Every single one of them. Somebody in life and culture just had to be bold enough to say this and then hand it out, and either you went with it or you didn't. But if the meaning or the connection was God itself, some of these things are just what they are. And we can't put a spin on it in anything. So a ritual is a structured, meaningful action performed for worship, remembrance, or connection. That's a ritual. It exists in almost every religion and culture. Purpose of a ritual: honor God or the sacred. Create spiritual focus. Mark important moments. Even now, we're in an important moment. It's still a ritual. Express obedience or devotion. Now, who you expressing it to, and you know, this is where the issue comes at, because everybody wants to say they're not talking to God. We're talking to the one and only true God. One and only. So whether or not, you know, a person deems to think that I could be talking to I said what I said. They'll try to put a spin on it. They'll try to say, oh, that's not who the person's talking to, as if they know more than what God could be telling me. Okay. Examples: prayer, communion, lighting candles, Torah sacrifices, baptisms, meditating practices. All rituals. Ritual is usually about relationship and meaning, not control, because they want to control. Everybody wants to control because we have to control. It has to be put in a box. God has to be put in a box, in a rectangle, We got to make sure we put God in a rectangle, because apparently, you know, God can only fit in a rectangle, but mind you, God is everything, everywhere. Mind you, they will say that up until, you know, they doing whatever they doing. Now, let's see. Magic spelled with a K, because I did that intentionally. You know how you spell MAGIC? But then I spelled it with K because it's an occult. All right? And a lot of people don't even know that or use it or don't. Either way, spelled with a K, occult traditions refer to, because it's a religion as well. Little do y'all know. Alhamdulillah. Yarmakallah. Okay. Y'all, I remember that. I'm starting to remember that. Okay, so practices intended to cause change in reality through spiritual or supernatural forces by human will. Ain't that the same as prayer? I wondered the difference, because I've seen it spelled that way. Because they want to say that's occult practices, but technically it's a religion. The same as what's up there. Because if I'm doing prayer, it says prayer is also the same thing, or prayer, however you want to do it. It is cause change in reality through supernatural or spiritual or supernatural forces. Prayer changes things. Because even if you go into Jesus and they'll tell you talking to spirits, is Jesus alive? He ascended into heaven. It's the same. I get how y'all want to make it different. Y'all want to make one good, one bad, but guess what? There's good and bad in everything. Because there's people standing in the pulpit right today doing stuff they ain't got no business. It's the same. There's good, there's bad. It's whatever your intention is. So I get how y'all want to try to make your box or your, rectangle better. It's just not. It's the person. It's the intentions. The intentions of the heart. If you went into it with good intentions, the same as this message, that's why I said, God, give me the words, because literally, I don't want to offend nobody, because I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm just here to enlighten and allow people to know that we have to know what's in everything. Because we over here blaming one person, this person, and that person. Mind you, it's each one teach one. If God gave you a part of the message, then, great. I'm glad you were chosen to get part of the message. And then God gave this person a message, great. Thankful that you were given a part of the message. We can't be ignorant to people that live on earth with us, especially if we were all connected. We were all intertwined. All I'm here to do is, undo whatever it was that was done. Whatever spell that was put on the people, to disconnect them from God, can we undo that and get people back connected to God? Not arguing amongst each other who created the best religion. Meanwhile, God gave everybody a key, because let me see if y'all gonna get connected, if y'all gonna keep arguing amongst each other. We can keep arguing if y'all like on who's better and who's worse and this, that, and the third, or we can actually connect the real dots and say that throughout history and throughout time, these people have been trying to tell us not to do the very thing that they've been doing in our face. They told us not to do it, but meanwhile, they've been doing it to us the whole entire time. And again, the message is the age of unveiling, Aletheia versus Lethe, revelation, awakening, and the battle for truth. Because they wish for y'all to fall back to sleep, because it's important for you to fall back to sleep, so that way you don't even realize you have a leg to stand on in this society or in this situation. And so if you start to realize that this is what's happening, we forget real quick. Y'all can't even remember that it is time for you to boycott places. It only lasts for a certain period of time because y'all just won't do it. Mind you, these people are feeding you this, and everybody will say, these people are feeding us this, and then we go right back and eat it again. Alhamdulillah. So then there was a lady who said, oh, I need to remember what it was. It was she said, it is something that the elites, or the common folks, because there's nothing elite about them, right? That they had. It is a message. Let me see if I can Google it, because it literally said what they need to do to create and make sure our lifespan is shorter, and this, then, a third. What is the? It was an oath or something. Or let's see if I can find it. Because I just seen it. It was a lady that was actually talking about it. Abby said, hello, yep, and period. Okay, it's called The Secret Covenant. Let's see. This document, which surfaced online as a viral message and video, is often falsely attributed to John D. Rockefeller. Yup, that's exactly what it was. Let's see if they want to give it to us. Let's see if they give me the thing. I don't know what this thing is doing, but... All right, so it don't want to give me the actual message, but let me tell you. I'm going to see if I can put it over in chat, see if chat finds it. It says, The Secret Covenant. This document, which surfaced online as a viral message and video, is often falsely attributed to John D. Rockefeller or a group of elites. It outlines a direct plan to destroy society from within through poisoning and manipulation. Key themes. It describes a plan to hide poison in foods, drinks, clothing, and hygiene products to destroy the minds and internal systems of the public. It says targeting reproduction. The text alleges to plot to ensure children are born with disabilities and deformities while keeping this information hidden. Manipulation. It mentions using chemicals to destroy their minds and presents beauty products that people believe provide eternal youth as a means of absorption for these poisons. Origin. Fact checkers have found no evidence linking this text to any members of the Rockefeller family. It is widely considered a modern conspiracy fabrication. What have y'all been finding out about conspiracies? But mind you, I'm going to go back. It says silent weapons, because I'm going to see if I can find this actual letter. Because literally, even we can go over this, because it's literally telling you what's there. Mind you, this is another thing. In your face. It's in your face. Yes, they've been true. So, silent weapons for quiet wars. This document represents a top secret manual found accountability in 1986 inside a surplus IBM copier sold at a government sale. The method, it describes a Third World War being fought with silent weapons, data-driven tools, and economic manipulation rather than overt violence. The goal. The manual outlines a plan to control the masses by manipulating industry, education, and politics to divert public attention from the true power structures. It's happening right now. Social engineering. It allegorizes society as a computer network where individuals can be programmed. Truth. Or destabilized through economic shocks and targeted messages. True. Purpose. According to the text, the goal is to render citizens unable to control their own financial affairs, turning them into cheap labor under a state of benevolent slavery. The man just said on a public forum that big business should get money based on, they should use the public as slaves. Like literally just said that out of his own mouth. And so I don't understand how it says historical comparisons and context. While the above are modern viral texts, they mirror older themes found in other notorious documents. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Okay, it says a forged early 20th century document created by Russian secret police. It falsely claims a plot for world domination by a cunning elite using monetary, media, and electoral manipulation. It says this was in the... Listen, okay, I want to see what this document says too. Then it says the Hippocratic Oath. Modern interpretations. In ancient Greek, there was a significant fear of physician poisoners who act as assassins quietly. Consequently, the original oath includes a strict promise to not give a lethal drug to anyone if I am asked, specifically to prevent doctors from being used for such purposes. Meanwhile, what are the doctors doing? Like, use your thinking cap. Like, I get that they're saying one thing, but mind you, it keeps being proven that the what are they calling them? Conspiracy theorists are right. It's not a conspiracy theory if it's right, if it's correct. All right, so let's see. The Secret Covenant and a viral 2002 document outline. Mind you, this is 2002. Okay, so just so y'all know, it's 2002 when this got exposed, but mind you, at this moment in time, it is 2026. Okay, so clearly something is amok. Okay. This is the Secret Covenant. Okay, so this is a document, a PDF that I can actually share with y'all if y'all want. So this is what it says. This is an actual document right here. It says the Secret Covenant, an illusion. It will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. Or it could be U.S. Take it how it resonates. Then it says, we will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be accomplished one drop at a time so as to never bring the suspicion upon themselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. Right in your face. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will also be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. Is anybody wondering why their kids, there's a big boost on the A word? From all this, their children will be born dead. And we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. Y'all remember why it was called a linen closet? Because linens actually boost your energetic, and all the other clothing that they started to make lowered your vibration. Linens heighten your vibration. So we even got to watch what we wear. Your shoes on your feet made of rubber so you don't get grounded. How was it in 2002? But mind you, it's 2026 right now. And all of this is what? All right, so it says the poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. Mind you, I just told y'all about the Applebee's has a new drink mixture that's coming out with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, and Applebee's in the comments says, if the drink is fly, you must buy. And I went in their comments and I told them, have y'all ever noticed that every time they want to push alcohol on the system, they go get a celebrity, and Applebee's, your ass is pushing it too. Because we see it. Mind you, y'all are going to forget. You're going to go buy the nice little pink drink. But meanwhile, I also told y'all that they're mad at the fact that right now people stop drinking in mass numbers. They had warehouses full of alcohol. It's actually already written up there, or whatever you call it, They had warehouses of alcohol, and they were mad that y'all stopped drinking. And that was the day that I came to y'all and I said, I'm proud of the collective. Why? Because we didn't fall for it. The amount of trauma that they try to put us through, they automatically knew that people was going to try to turn to drugs and alcohol, and y'all didn't do it. We did not do it. And they were mad because it dropped their money. We have to stop doing the thing that they're trying to say that we would do. They already got a whole manual here for you, okay? So anyway, here we go. They will see our products being used in film. Hold on, let me go back. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. Your local celebrity. They will see our, that's why they ain't said nothing either. So if your celebrity, your best celebrity ain't said nothing, don't make them, like, literally start seeing these people for who and what they are. They're part of the system to bring your ass down. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. Mind you, let me say right now, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is a document, a PDF that's on the internet that I am reading. I did not write this. It was made in 2002. I am just reading what's on the internet. I didn't create it. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. Your baby has to get vaccinated because otherwise, matter of fact, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just reading the thing. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their mind and steal their future. Mind you, never mind, let me keep reading. When their ability to learn has been affected, and it has, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause their other diseases, for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. Now, I ain't gonna say nothing, but they will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong. Matter of fact, I gotta say something about this, and I'm sorry, because literally it's this thing. I reposted it, and I said I gotta keep it off the repost for a long time, but Plies came on, and Plies said, bitch, I'm scared of AIDS. I don't want this nigga been this, that, and the third. He got 68 kids by this, which means this nigga ain't using no condom. Meanwhile, back at band camp, ain't nobody, there's no numbers being reported successfully for who's infected and who's not. This nigga said, I'm scared of AIDS. And guess what? Me too, Plies. Meanwhile, back at band camp, it's celebrities sitting in y'all face saying everybody should just get on PrEP. How about everybody should just stop fucking? And any bitch that's saying that is a problem to the system. Everybody get on PrEP. Bitch, this is what I don't like. Because literally, their celebrities will help them get on poison. Y'all, people don't have a healthy fear of God. They don't have a healthy fear of nothing. They just out here just doing whatever they doing. Meanwhile, I still ain't said it, but I'm glad a celebrity said it. Because, bitch, Why? If you know the nigga ain't out, he babies by everybody. Nigga out here talking about they don't like to use condoms, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. Y'all don't like protecting yourself because PrEP exists. That's the reason why I said people out here talking about celibate, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna stay celibate for as long as it take me and as long as it take God to send somebody that is scared of certain things being in their system. Cause I don't want it. That's crazy. And but there's celebrities out here saying everybody should just get on PrEP. Bitch, you a nasty asshole. Cause why? That means you have no self-restraint at all, period. Cause you could just say no. I'm not doing it. But instead, everybody get on PrEP. These bitches is disgusting. And we can't help who does what, because people get married to not have that, but then they don't know that their significant other is actually doing whatever they doing. So even still, it is crazy because you can't even trust the nigga that you're supposed to be able to trust, or the bitch that you're supposed to be able to trust. Because everybody just thinks that, you know, it's cool. It ain't cool. Because here we are. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. Y'all heard about that, though, right? But this is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy theory. We will use fear as our weapon. Because I don't know how it's 9 billion people on Earth and y'all scared of fucking 500 people. That's weird. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. A nigga that is in Congress right now, white man, just stood up and told the powers that be, the business operators and corporations, to use the human beings as slaves. He said that out of his own mouth. But y'all act like that. Oh, he didn't mean to say it like that. He meant what he said. This is 2002 written, just so y'all know. And he's saying it in 2026. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. Because we gotta get out and vote. We can't just not destroy the system. We have to choose a side because we like being told what to do. Of course we don't have our own birth certificates and our own live birth records at home or death certificates. Because we gotta argue even in the family. But I'm creating problems. We will control all aspects of their life and tell them what to do and what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves because y'all are woke. But you woke up in an algorithm that controls who gets listened to, who gets pushed out. Mind you, if I get on here and tell a whole bunch of damn lies, all of a sudden I'll be rich and famous. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. We will foment We will foment animosity between them through their factions, through our factions, sorry. When a light shall shine amongst them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule. Didn't I just say that? Or death, because, you know, I done been in like 96 accidents in the past 2 years, but I made it to freaking 50 or 46 without being in an accident ever. But then all of a sudden, the accidents started to be many. And then nobody believed me. Everybody said I was crazy. 2002. This is the first time me reading it ever in my life. But mind you, how did I know? When a light shall shine amongst them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. Because let's just say everybody's crazy. Mind you, the conspiracy theorists, because they are the ones, but now everything's being proven. But y'all called them crazy. Y'all committed them. So who's at fault? Yeah, because y'all don't like the truth being told. Y'all like being told what to do by these people who don't care about you. We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. Because why do you need to know anything about the family? Why are you bringing up old stuff? We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we emerge as their rulers. They will be busy killing each other. Because I gotta be better than you, and you gotta be better than me, and I gotta tell y'all not to do stuff. Meanwhile, the stuff is being done because you can't see, and you're just conspiracy. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their death. We shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. They doing a good job. Like, I must tell y'all, like, they are doing an excellent job. Not for nothing. We will always hide in divine truth. No, we will always hide the divine truth from them. That we are all one. Like, any rocket science should be able to know that. But again, people like being told. I ain't got nothing to say, because literally they doing a good ass job. Like, kudos to them. Like, they are fucking working it. Excuse me. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know. They must never know that color is an illusion. They must always think that they are not equal. Drop by drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land. Abby said, my first time hearing this, I was in high school in 2002. This is my first time hearing it. Well, the lady that I ended up saying it, that's what made me actually think of it. I heard the other one, the one that they put out for the how to make a slave. I heard that one, but never this one. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom that they will have. They're doing that right now. This was 2022. We will establish a money system that will imprison them for forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media. This is a conspiracy. But what is happening in the real world? Like, this is the part where I'm telling you, it's almost like, are y'all not done being stupid yet? Because literally, kudos to them. They have done a phenomenal job. And here y'all are. When they shall band together, we will accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media. We will use our media to control the flow of information and the sentiment in our favor. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. Mind you, and just so y'all know, in case y'all haven't figured it out, we don't have planes. We don't have helicopters, right? And right now, we're in the midst of when they start doing things and people start getting shot up and this, that, and the third, and it's publicly this, that, and the third, and then they start to go in for a push to take the weapons away. Literally, y'all don't see nothing. Because actually, that's on the rise, get ready to happen right now. Then all of a sudden, there's not going to be no weapons in the household. And then guess what? Like, literally, little by little, they're picking us away. And mind you, it's right in y'all face. And then other people, there's some people that will sit around here and act as if, no, this is not the case. What they meant was, oh, we have to get out and vote. No, the system got to crumble. God got to come and get them. God get them. Like, at this moment in time, like, literally even waking y'all up, even waking the people up, it's still not helping. Because it's still not woke. It's literally right here in our face. Like, they keep telling us, keep showing us. Even if this was fake, it's right. And that's the crazy part. So, it seemed like we down to the bottom. Like, and once these steps, then what? And mind you, right now, even they're telling you, even that man said, this is the best time to take down the system. He said it. People climb walls for less. It's people over this piece talking about they did this to the kids. We're not angry enough. This and that. Y'all climbed walls for less. And somehow now all of a sudden you trying to figure out what to do. This is crazy. But let's keep on reading because that's all we're going to ever do. Figure out what is uncovered, this, then the third. And then they're going to keep building upon this, then the third. And then, like I said, we started off with the land stuff from the beginning. They want us to forget because they already negotiated treaties on the land. There is money there because of the fact they owe you rent. A person being on your property, even to this day, they're not allowed to have squatters' rights. But meanwhile, they got squatters' rights. And so does the United States government. They're squatting on property that belongs to the people. But meanwhile, you ain't figured out how to uncover this. And then we're going to keep people being online, lying. Oh, this how you do da-da-da-da-da. Ain't done nothing. Just lying. Just weird for no reason. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. Because if they get mad, they'll just come and drop a bomb on you anyway, like they did Tulsa, like they keep doing. Or they'll flood your shit. And then you won't exist anyway. Y'all not tired of that yet? Y'all not tired of y'all history being wiped away yet? No, because y'all like being told what to do. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. They definitely doing that. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not of us. The recruits will be called initiates. Some more bums. The celebrities, basically. And will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of passage to higher realms. Members of these groups will think they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for if they will turn against us. Meanwhile, they already turned against their own people, literally. And mind you, again, right here, For their work they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. We are the stars. Like, literally, people don't realize, like, we are it. Stop letting them suppress us in ways that are against our spirit. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Y'all, this is the reason why they ain't saying nothing. Look at y'all celebrities. They are not saying nothing. These people were invited. Do y'all not remember? A lot of celebrities got invited to places. Mind you, I got a few names. And so do y'all. That is right off the tip of y'all tongue. They got invited to places. Right here. The truth will be hidden in their face so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know that they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. You know how some of the people, they was online saying, oh, I like being delusional because da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. There you go. When the goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from time immemorable. But if they ever find out they are our equal, we shall perish then. This they must never know. Remember I told y'all, if y'all go look up what the word elite means, they're not elite. The etymology of elite. And then go look up what common folks are. Common folks do stuff that they doing. Elite people don't do that. Stop calling them that. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. Because I'm wrong. They must never ever find out what we have done. For if they do, we shall have no place to run. For it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives. For this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. Mind you, it has already. It's just that in 2026, y'all can kind of see clearly more now than ever. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We the ones who from heaven to earth came. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood, we, the ones who from heaven to earth came. Let me use this real quick because something is triggering me. This covenant must never ever be known to exist. It must never ever be written or spoken of. For if it is, the consciousness it will spawn will release the fury of the prime creator upon us. Please and thank you. God get them. Thank you. Upon us, and we shall be the cast of the depths We shall be cast to the depths of whence we came and remain there until the end of time of infinity itself. Thank you, please God, get them. It says also written unknown, author at the unknown date. Anyone who can contribute credible documentation to attest to the validity of this written word, please contact me. Remember, as their own words say, together they can vanquish us. Those ain't the words that I got, though, that got me. Here we are. If anybody wants this here, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And if you want a PDF copy of it, you can look it up for yourself, or you can email me, and I'll give it to you. It is spiritlightworker1111@gmail.com. So I'm going to go ahead and save this because, you know, why not? The many people that see it, maybe, hopefully, it'll do something more than what, you know, keep people just sleep. All right, let's see. Let's go to Google. My hand smells so good. I got, hold on, y'all, because I'm going to go look this up real quick. Let me go to Gmail and send this to myself in case somebody wants it, though. These people get on my nerves. All right, Gmail. Where you at? Y'all, I keep trying to tell y'all, it's certain things that just seem like it's just so easy to allow people just to get away with stuff because of the fact that nobody's thinking about it. It's just like they just letting the stuff go over top of their head. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Well, God is unveiling this for a reason. This is God telling you. Oh, you didn't come to help. Well, I sent you the message. Okay, and after that message got sent, I sent you something else. You didn't take it. You didn't heed it. Well, God, can you get them? Well, I'm sending you information. I'm sending you knowledge. I'm sending you help. But you didn't take it. Then we wonder, God, you didn't come to save us. Well, I sent you the information, the documentation. I kept showing you. But no, you wanted to just, wait for, whatever it was you were waiting for. Meanwhile, I was showing you. Like the man said this morning, how do you know God's not going to do it? God doing it. God showing you. This was in 2002. Literally, it's all coming to fruition. It's all happening. So if you wait and you let something else happen, oh God, why didn't you help? God, I sent you the information. Like, I'm literally showing y'all right in y'all face, this is matching this. No, but God, why didn't you da-da-da-da-da? Y'all, it's just starting to be, like, blatantly dumb. Because, like, nobody's heeding the message. But hey, y'all know best. God, why didn't you do this? I sent you direction. I literally was trying to communicate with you, but you let them people tell you was talking to spirits and the wrong people. Meanwhile, they telling you to talk to Jesus. Same. And I ain't saying nothing about Jesus. I'm just saying that you can't pick and choose which spirits or if we not supposed to be talking to spirits, there shouldn't be any. But meanwhile, the ones they pick and choose is okay. Y'all, like, people be weird to me. All right, the Secret Covenant, if you need it, again, you can find it online. That's where I found it at. But if, in fact, you can't find it and you want it, send me an email. I got it for you. So I already saved that. So we can go on and move this off the table. I want to go over here because for some reason, something about this line is, what the hell does this mean? Because I need to know. All right, so the line is this covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We the ones who from heaven the earth came. From heaven to earth came. I copied it, so it's exactly the way they put it. Religious biblical meaning, most common interpretation. The wording strongly echoes Judeo-Christian covenant language. Mind you, I just put it in the system. And this is who they saying, so I'm not saying anything about anybody. The system pulled that up. All right. The word strongly echoes Judeo-Christian covenant language. Key phrases. This covenant is sealed by blood. In the Bible, a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and people. Blood symbolizes sacrifice, commitment, life itself, spiritual binding. Mind you, more rituals. Now, I just said something about Jesus. Remember that. Because it said by the blood of Jesus. But mind you, in another book, the Quran, and anybody can correct me if I'm true, if it's wrong, I'll type it in. But in the Quran, they're saying that Jesus was not sacrificed. Jesus ascended into heaven. It was another entity or somebody, person, that got sacrificed. I'll go look it up so we can have it, and that way I ain't lying to you, but you can go look it up yourself, okay? So it says, the covenant is sealed by blood. In the Bible, a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and people. Blood symbolizes sacrifice, commitment, life itself, spiritual binding. Binding is holding, okay? So be mindful of word and verbiage. It's important. So examples, in the Old Testament, covenants were sealed with animal sacrifice. In Christianity, the blood of Jesus Christ represents a new covenant between humanity and God, meaning a promise that cannot be broken because life itself is tied to it. But be mindful that, and I'm going to go look it up, mind you, this is a thing. So this is why I'm getting ready to tell y'all again. In that letter, it says, keep them oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Keep them arguing amongst each other. Because in the Quran, it says that they don't believe that Jesus, they believe in Jesus, so don't nobody go get your panties in a bunch. They believe he was a prophet and not a son, right? And so, even if that's true, it don't even matter about the relationship, but it does, because again, it keeps them saying one thing and the other people saying another thing, but meanwhile, it keeps us arguing and split instead of together, okay? So now, it says, the Quran talks about Jesus and his crucifixion very differently from the Christian Bible. In Islam, Jesus is honored as a great prophet, but the Quran rejects the idea that he was actually crucified or killed. Here's the key teaching explained clearly. What the Quran says about Jesus on the cross. The main passage comes from Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verses 157. Again, charge to my head, not my heart. I don't speak Arabic, and I'm learning. Ana atalum something Arabic, okay? Anyway, so verses 157 through 158, they say, we killed the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, the messenger of Allah. But they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him. But it was made to appear so to them. Quran 4:157, it continues, rather Allah raised him up to himself. So he ascended up into heaven. So in Islamic belief about the crucifixion, according to mainstream Islamic interpretation, Jesus was not killed. Jesus was actually Jesus was not actually crucified. It only appeared that he was crucified. God saved and raised Jesus to heaven alive. Muslims believe Jesus is still alive with God and will return before the day of judgment. What does made to appear so mean? The Quran does not explain the exact details, so Islamic scholars have offered interpretations such as someone else was made to look like Jesus and was crucified instead. The people believed they killed him, but they were mistaken. God miraculously rescued Jesus before death. The Quran itself leaves the mechanism unspecified. All right, so it says how the Quran views Jesus overall. The Quran speaks very specifically about Jesus, born miraculously to Maryam, called the Messiah, performed miracles by God's permission, a messenger sent to Israel, not divine but a human prophet. All right, so let me go over here to the next version. No, don't do that. I didn't mean that. All right, so let's go. I have to put my hand up there because it's showing a bunch of white. That's why. Okay, so here it says the Torah, the first 5 books of Hebrew Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, does not directly mention Jesus or the crucifixion. However, different religions, traditions interpret certain passages symbolically or prophetically in relation to Jesus on the cross. It says, what the Torah literally says, the Torah was written many centuries before Jesus lived, so there's no direct reference to Jesus by name. There is no description of crucifixion as historical event involving him. Crucifixion itself was a Roman execution method developed long after the Torah was written. So literally speaking, the Torah says nothing explicitly about Jesus on the cross. Jewish interpretation. In Judaism, the Torah is complete on its own and does not predict Jesus as a Messiah. Passages Christians connect to Jesus are understood differently, usually referring to Israel as a nation, historical events, symbolic or legal teachings. Jewish tradition, therefore, does not view the Torah as describing a crucified Messiah. Christian interpretations, prophetic connections. Christians believe parts of the Torah foreshadow Jesus' crucifixion. These are called types or prophecies. Here is the most common cited example. The Passover lamb, Exodus 12. The Torah passages, Israelites sacrifice a lamb and mark their doors with its blood so death passes over them. Torah passage, Israelites sacrifice a lamb. It is a blood sacrifice, a ritual. Take it how it resonates. Not saying nothing, but Israelites sacrifice a lamb and mark their doors with its blood, so death passes over them. Christian interpretation. Jesus is seen as a sacrificial lamb whose death brings salvation. This idea appears in the New Testament, calling Jesus the Lamb of God. Jewish interpretations, a historical event commemorating liberation of Egypt, not a prophecy about a future person. The bronze serpent, Numbers 21:4-9, Torah passage, Moses lifts a bronze serpent on a pole. Those who look at it are healed. Christian interpretation, seen as symbolic of Jesus being lifted up on the cross, bringing healing, salvation. Jewish interpretation, a miracle demonstrating obedience and faith in God, not messianic prophecy. Isaac's near sacrifice, Genesis 22, Torah passage, Abraham appears to sacrifice Isaac, but God provides a ram instead. Christian interpretation, viewed as a preview of the father offering a beloved son. These people be doing a whole lot of blood rituals. viewed as a preview of a father offering a beloved son. The substitute ran parallels substitutionary sacrifice, Jewish interpretation, a test of Abraham's faith and rejection of human sacrifice. Important historical note: the actual crucifixion story appears only in the New Testament Gospels, not the Torah. So it don't have it. They're not having it. And she says still do, and period. Temple summary. Torah literal text does not mention Jesus on the cross. Judaism Torah is not about Jesus. Christianity has some Torah sub stories. All right, let's see. I got one more question. Mind you, so that also means that the Torah was before the Bible, because if the Torah doesn't have Jesus and it was before the Jesus even appeared, is that what that not mean? The question of who wrote the Torah has different answers depending upon religious or scholarly perspective. Here's a clear breakdown. Traditional Jewish view. Moses is a traditionally credited as the author of the Torah, the first 5 books: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. This view is based on passages where God commands Moses to write down laws, events, and instructions. Exodus 24:4, Deuteronomy 31:9. Jewish tradition holds that Moses received the Torah directly from God during the Exodus and the wilderness period. Modern scholarly view. Many historians and biblical scholars follow the documentary hypothesis. According to this, the Torah is a composite work written by multiple authors over centuries. J. Yowitz used the name Yahweh for God, written about 950 BC. Alois uses Elohim for God, written about 850 BC. D. Deuteronomist, mainly Deuteronomy, written around 650 BC. P. Priestley focused on rituals, genealogy laws, written around 550 BC. These sources were later edited together to form the Torah we have today. So traditional Judaism, Moses directly inspired by God. Christianity, Orthodox, Moses inspired by God. Some also accept later prophetic traditions. Modern scholarship. Fun fact, even the Jewish tradition is acknowledged that Moses likely didn't write fun fact, even Jewish traditions, it's acknowledged that Moses likely didn't write about the own death. Deuteronomy 34, about his own death. That makes sense. So some parts may have been added years later by scribes. If you want, I can make a timeline. No. When was the first book shown? All right, I got something else to say too. All right, so I asked when was the first book, when was the first book brought about, right? Xavier, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. Hey, Mark. Hey, Lady G. What is the book called? Oh, it's called it wasn't a book. It's a paper called The Secret Covenant. That's what it is. Sorry about that. I didn't see it. All right, so it said, I asked when it was the first book written. The Torah's first book in Genesis, Bereshit in Hebrew, traditionally Jewish and Christian views. Moses wrote the Torah during the Exodus and wilderness period, which is saying around 1300 to 1200 BCE. In the view, Genesis would have been part of what Moses recorded as God revealed to him. Modern scholarly view, Genesis was likely compiled from oral traditions and older writings overall centuries. Scholars suggest part of Genesis may have existed as early as 1000 BCE, but the Torah as a complete set may have been finalized around 500 or 400 BCE, during or after the Babylonian exile. All right, my brain ain't processing something correctly, because that would also mean that the Bible being written later. This depends on what you mean by the Bible. Hebrew Bible, Tanakh. The Torah is the first part of the Hebrew Bible. So the Torah came first within the Hebrew Bible itself. The Christian Bible includes the Old Testament, roughly the Hebrew Bible, the New Testament. Hey Chico, welcome. Thank you for being here. So the Torah predates the New Testament by over 1,000 years. So that also means that the Torah was here first. And so then it says that during or after the Babylonian exile. So that means that there could have been already, or there must have been a destroying of the world before the Bible actually came along, and then Moses, and then the flood. Something ain't right. See, this is where I'll be saying it be some stuff. Please send him the document you read. All right, I will. This depends on what you mean. Hebrew Bible. Okay, so we got to go from there. Then it says the Christian Bible, Old Testament. So the Torah predates the New Testament by over 1,000 years. So they took and got this book from this book, because this book was here first. All right. So yes, the Torah was written long before the Christian Bible existed, because this is the first part. So then this would be on top of this. All right, so 1300 to 1200 traditional date, Moses writes the Torah, including Genesis. 1000 to 500 BCE, all written traditions of the Torah compiled scholarly view. So then Moses, then somebody else took and wrote in it, because Moses can't write about his own death. Okay, so they said that. Torah largely finalized after Babylonian exile. Then, so that would mean that the Bible came along, and then, so hold on, it says the life of Jesus. So apparently Jesus was first. And it says New Testament letters and Gospels written. So yeah, because then they would have added whatever they added. But mind you, where does the Ethiopian Bible fit in any of this? So, because if this was here, so that still means that this was here first. Because if the Ethiopian Bible, does the Ethiopian Bible have anything in it before that? See, this is why I need an Ethiopian Bible, because I need to know. Matter of fact, I'm going to start listening to that too. The Torah came first, both in Jewish traditions and historical times. Genesis is the first book of the Torah. The Christian Bible came much after that, incorporating the Torah as the Old Testament. All right, something ain't right still. Anyway, so here we go. Let's go back. If someone is using the face, it can mean signal intense religious messaging, group identification, identity form, attempts to create emotional binding or loyalty. All right, where did that come from and why? Oh, because we were asking about the people that line in that thing says. So religious, biblical meaning, most common interpretation, because for some reason this is what it gave me. Excuse me. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We the ones who from heaven to earth came. Gave me the fallen angels, right? Now, I don't like the okay, so let me just finish, because that also means something else too in the process, because we already know that in the book of Enoch it talked about the fallen angels having intercourse. It says it in the Bible too about they well, let me make sure of what part says it in the Bible, because the Bible took something, it took the giants. The giants are part of the fallen angels, because that's how the giants got here. So there is a part of Enoch, not the Cain's son Enoch, the other Enoch. There is parts of it in the Bible based off the fact that the giants, because the giants are the babies of, matter of fact, it is in the Bible, because it talked about they saw the daughters of man and they were beautiful. That's what it says. All right. The word strongly echoes Judeo-Christianity covenant language. The key phrases explain This covenant is sealed by blood. In the Bible, a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and the people. Blood symbolizes sacrifice, commitment, life itself, spiritual binding. Examples: in the Old Testament, covenants were sealed by animal sacrifice. In Christianity, so there would be this. In Christianity, the blood of Jesus Christ represents new covenant, because these people are still doing, which is the Jew folks, they're still doing blood rituals. Between humanity and God, meaning a promise that cannot be broken because life itself is tied to it. Our blood, possible meaning, shared spiritual identity, because there's a shared spiritual identity. And it says the people were created in God's image, meaning you would still have a spark of God, a life there. Family, lineage, or chosen people. The fallen angels got kicked out because they was mad that the people got put before them. They said they would, they would never bow before us. And they didn't want to serve us. Followers united through faith. Symbolic spiritual ritual. So it could be that they basically came up with their own, religious anything, because again, I would be doing that right now, right in y'all face, by utilizing all the books. So nothing being hidden. I'm telling y'all, I'm actively using everything. So even if a person don't want to acknowledge the fact, or nobody can't say that she's not using every single one of the books, I'm using all of the books. And if there's more to come, I'm gonna be using them too. Why? Because it would be the thing in its entirety. We're not going to kick nobody to the side or anything else, or act like nobody's less important. We're going to get down to the bottom of it, because the message says, the age of unveiling Aletheia, which is the truth, and Lethe, which is the sleeping, falling asleep. But meanwhile, if we got all of the keys, this would be like me having a key to every door into the realm. So it talks about 7 heavens in the Quran, because I kept hearing it, but also the book of Enoch was talking about layers and levels to heaven. So I need a key to unlock every single door that's there. All right, so take it how it resonates. Either way, you may like it or not, but I'm not asking you to like it, because I'm telling you what I'm doing. All right. And this is where people will say, oh, no, I meant what I said. Everything's important. And even right here, our blood, possible meaning, shared spiritual identity, family, lineage, or chosen people, followers united through faith, symbolic spiritual rebirth. In Christian theology, believers are sometimes described as being spiritually reborn into the body. Meanwhile, in Islam, they call you a revert because of the fact they said you were always this, and you're reverting back to original form. Who's right, who's wrong? Everybody's right, okay? Period. Everybody's wrong. Period. So we the ones who from heaven on earth, because even when people are writing books, they still put some of their essence, some of their energy. It's some sauce being put on it. And that's why I said it's certain things in that I don't like either. And that's why I was asking, why would God send me anywhere? But basically, he was sending me everywhere. All right, so because everything's important. Basically, we the ones from heaven to earth. The phrase suggests, didn't I say it? Angels, fallen angels. We the ones who from heaven to earth came. The phrase suggests, or UFOs, unidentified energies, entities, E's or something, I don't know. The phrase suggests angels, divine messengers, soul sent to earth, incarnation, or spiritual mission. I said the enemy is only doing what the enemy's doing. The minions can only do what the minions can do. That's their job. Their job is to be a minion. Their job is to be a devil or a demon. That's also the reason why... Even on the channel, I said, I don't care what you are. It's not my intentions. It's not my job to judge. So even when you come over here and you mention I am this, not my job to judge, because everything exists. Everybody's allowed to be here. It is the intention of the heart. What are you doing? This is why it was the weighing of the heart in Anubis. See, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to come full circle at some point in time. And y'all going to, I tried to tell you. I ain't got no reason to come over here and lie to nobody. I was searching for me. And I'm not going to lie to me. And I trust me. So it don't matter what nobody else was saying. They said, I don't agree. I didn't ask you. Long as I knew. That's what was important. And what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And whether or not you finish this journey or not, I said, I'm not coming to this God-forsaken place ever again. And if I got to, these are my stipulations. So if God needed me to come, of course I'm going to do what God needs me to do. But at this point, God knows this place sucks. But it's amazing and it's beautiful and it's wondrous. And I want to be able to venture, and I'm not done with this life in this body. So they ain't authorized to be around here fucking around because they not authorized. The phrase suggests angels, divine messengers, souls sent to earth, incarnation, or spiritual mission. Mind you, these are the nasties that wrote that file. Biblically, angels are being sent from heaven to earth to carry out God's will. This were the intentions. Remember, I told you the minions are the minions. The demons was the demons. The devils was the devils. It was their pathway for them to figure out whether or not they wanted. It's like the dog, okay? And it was their journey. So you can become a better energy or entity if you chose to be. But if you didn't choose to be, that was your own damn fault. It's like what I said. When these people wake up every day, they got the money, the power, the everything to do good. But meanwhile, they only figured out how to be a nasty. And if you continue to allow them to be asleep and you just wanted to be asleep, then you wanted to be asleep. But anyway, unidentified flying objects. Well, entities, people. And so the other day I was praying with my son, right? And so as I was praying, the dog was acting like she wanted to be a part of the prayer. Because, wherever Torah more shall touch and agree, there God should be. Anyway, it made me laugh because as I was holding his hand, she wanted to seem like she wanted to be a part of the prayer. And I said, excuse Seven for whatever she did in her past life to make her come back here to be a dog. And allow her to be able to use her spiritual body. But maybe that's the only body they had for her to be able to get over here, was to be a dog. And, she a cute dog. So, of course, I can hang out with her. But at the end of the day, remember, a raccoon came first. And I wasn't accepting the raccoon. But we want to free her into a vessel. Or another vessel. Not a dog vessel. That. So whatever vessel they using at the moment in time is the one that you're using. But some people are just still waking up every day being a nasty energy. Anyway, biblically, angels are being sent from heaven to earth to carry out God's will. So if that's their job, that's their job. Possible reference. Angels descended. But these people, the ones we was talking about, so Chico, you don't have the reference, the thing going back as to the letter that I just read. It's called The Secret Covenant or something or another. It's called Anyway, what it entails is basically them telling us what the hell they done and what they gonna do. But mind you, they have to tell you the truth. But even when people tell you the truth, nobody likes to listen. They like saying, oh, that's not what they meant. And oh, that can't happen. Or oh, that's not true. Meanwhile, it was true. And it's been right in your face the whole entire time. And if you believed it, you believed it. If you didn't, you didn't. And that was your fault. Either way, you got told. So there's that. Angels descend in Genesis, Daniel, Revelation imagery, or metaphorically, humans as spiritual beings living in physical bodies. Interpretation, we are beings with divine origin living earthly lives. Okay. In mystic or esoteric traditions, this sounds like angel origin or starseed language. It may imply certain souls believe they originated in a higher realm. Earth life is viewed as a mission or a test, blood covenant, a soul contract, or eternal bond. Common themes in Gnostic spirituality, New Age beliefs, mysticism. Important, these symbolic belief systems, not scientific verified ideas. But guess what? In the Bible, it talks about the watchers, this, that, and the third. But anyway, so this is the thing. Believe it or don't believe it. And, it's for entertainment purposes only. So giants existed. Oh yeah, if you drive in YouTube, we'll have the replay. It was from 2002, accurate and diabolical, Mike. Yes. All right, so giants existed. It says it in the Bible. No, usually that's the next level from dog is to human body. Maybe she repeated as a dog. It doesn't go human to dog usually. Well, I don't know, because in my mind, she has too much of human traits. So, and mind you, she's not the only dog that I've seen that way. So, I know people be thinking that, we can determine who did what and da 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 da. But the fact that she acts the way she acts lets me know that it's a person. And so, and then the way that she is, even the way that she came about. And I done said before, when she wasn't here and she was in Arizona with my son, she literally was coming into my dreams like something was wrong, and then come to find out something was actually wrong. She was sending me messages from where she was, but again, I just was thinking, but come to find out it was real, because something was actually wrong, but I didn't find out till later. So now I know better. So that's her next level, my dog also. I mean, I don't know, like I said, people can think they know or know what they know. I don't know, because in my mind there's a person that I feel like they're gonna come back as a roach. So because reincarnation is real, but I also feel like if you do some messed up stuff here, you're not getting no human vessel to me. Like, I feel like God should put you in a body of something that is going to definitely teach you a lesson. So that's why I'm saying that. Everybody can believe what they want to believe, but that's what I be feeling. Like, you do some messed up stuff, you not coming back in no human vessel. You definitely going to be a pigeon or something. That would serve you right. That's what I be thinking. So that, what I'm saying, that could be my own thought process, but that's the way I be feeling. Like, they can't come back as a person, because ain't no way. You wasn't a good person when you was here, so you got to come back as a rat or something. Like, what I'm saying? Like, that's what's in your spirit. It gives death to a raccoon. Mind you, I had a raccoon come ring my doorbell, so that's another thing. That's what it makes me feel like. Like, they didn't have a better vessel than a raccoon body for you, and that's how you chose to come ring my doorbell. I'm not letting you in, because raccoons and humans don't live together. So that's my thought process behind that, because there's been some stuff that done happened that made me think have to be some fuck nigga that had to come back as a raccoon. Either way, not letting you in. Sorry. All right, so psychological meaning, psychologically, and it could be that way, but, that's just the way I feel. Psychologically, the language often expresses deep belonging or identity, feeling chosen or purposeful, desire for meaning beyond ordinary life, strong emotional or spiritual connection to a group or idea. The brain uses mythic language to explain powerful external experiences, so it can represent we share a profound bond or purpose. Yeah, nasties. Literary or poetic meaning, this reads like Semitic or epic poetry. Writers use the style to convey unity, sacrifice, destiny, loyalty beyond death. Loyalty beyond death. It resembles language used in fantasy literature, poetic writing, secret society symbolism, and that's what it was, dramatic storytelling. Here, blood intensifies emotional weight, not necessarily literal violence. Cultural symbolic meaning, across cultures, blood covenant symbolizes unbreakable loyalty, family bond. Mind you, they're saying don't get I'm for real. They're saying don't crossbreed with these people, or don't keep this whatever it is in the family. And so I don't know. Anyway, it says shared struggle. Examples appear in African tribal rituals, ancient Near Eastern traditions, medieval oaths. Modern storytellers, it's a medieval oath, definitely. When to be careful. If someone is using this phrase seriously towards you, context matters. It can sometimes signal intense religious messaging, group identity information, attempts to create emotional binding or loyalty. I'm telling you. And that's what it gave me, like a binding. And remember, I pointed out, even when it said binding at the top, it's to keep somebody stuck. Or, yeah, together. I'm going to look it up, the etymology of it. But that's the word, and mind you, here it is again. Binding. Healthy spirituality never removes personal freedom or critical thinking. But this is not healthy. This is what they have done. And this is what they're trying to do, keep you on a lower level. It's like a mind fuckery. If we rewrite it in everyday language, it likely means we share a sacred, unbreakable bond rooted in sacrifice and spiritual origin. We believe we come from a higher place and are connected beyond ordinary human ties. Why does it still give, even when they write it like that, trying to make it better, it still gives fallen angel energy? And I'm wondering now, how many of y'all think that those people could be connected to any of the fallen angels at all, period? And that could be the reason why they have lasted for so long, and they remember, you know, throughout time. Could that be a thing? Because if that is the case, right, and they are connected to the fallen angels, I mean, like so many people are, though, because the babies existed, right? And I'm sure there was normal, you know, babies around here, right? Because I think in the book of Enoch, it talked about his eyes being blue. Mind you, do y'all remember in them files, I seen a video, and one of the lady was saying something about they are looking for something about the babies with a dark skin and blue eyes. But mind you, there's a tribe in Africa that was born like that, right? And so when the people was talking about it, apparently they must didn't register. So I went to the comments. I said there's a tribe in Africa because I remember seeing it a long time ago on one of the history channels or something like that, that this tribe exists. And so that was it was something about Moses. Let me see if I can find it. It was something about, I think, Moses, the baby being born, and then he was questioning if the baby was his because the baby had like glowing eyes. Was it the book of Enoch where a baby was born with y'all, this is the weirdest thing, because can you imagine files being given out today that are referencing stuff from biblical history, DNA, things of that nature? Let me see. The book of Enoch context. The book of Enoch is an ancient text not canon in most of Judaism and Christianity. This describes the Watchers, a group of angels who came down to earth. Their interactions with humans, including teaching forbidden knowledge, mind you, the corruption of humans, and the consequences of angels' rebellion. Key point relevant to your quote, angels descended from heaven, we the ones who from heaven came to earth, fits the Watcher story. Like I said, covenant sealed by blood. Enoch does discuss pacts, oaths, and consequences for breaking divine laws. The idea of a special child born from these unions appears to be apocryphal and later mystical texts, sometimes called Nephilim. Yes, I've seen that in the Bible. And so that's what I'm telling you. All the reference are given in real life context, the Bible and everywhere else. So they gave you a reference of it, but it didn't give you everything. So that means that even when I told y'all, even there's some truth and a lie. You just have to pick it out. The idea of a special child born from these unions appear in apocryphal, a later mystical text, sometimes called Nephilim in the Bible. Though a crystal blue eye specifically is not in the book of Enoch, it's likely a modern embellishment or new age interpretation. Blue eye baby, a mystical and new age communities, a child with, no, it's there. I literally seen it. The covenant is sealed by blood. Let me go look for this. Let me go to a different place because I read this. Somebody was inquiring about a child. They was talking to God, and they asked God if the child was theirs because the baby was born, and I want to say it had something to do with Noah. Where this, y'all, I'm telling you, like, that glitch happened, and I just started looking at everything, and then it was like, you know, reading everything, going over everything. Where is there a story about a child born with blue eyes It was questioned the child was human or an angel. As stated, Nephilim are a result of sexual reproductive between a I had to sneeze. And an angel or an archangel occupying a vessel. Nephilim have glowing eyes like an angel, although their glow is somewhat dim and grayish in color, as opposed to the bright white or bluish glow of. All right, let's see. So where's the story? Where is it at? Why do you give me, like, if y'all see how this broke this up, it don't even make no sense. Where's the story at? There's nothing for me to click on. Like, literally gave me nothing. It just ends up with white glow of ... Alright, let me see if I can put this somewhere else. Oh, that's Bing. That's why. Bing gets on my nerves. Let me take this and put it in Google. I told y'all, Bing is something different. These people just don't care about what they give. They said, F y'all. Alright, let's see. Google. Where's Google? Google. Alright, Google right here. Because nothing's going to tell me that I didn't see this story. I know for a fact I read this story. It belongs to one of the there's a baby that belongs to either it's Noah. Where is the story? Where is there a story about a child born with blue eyes? I didn't ask you to do that. Okay, where is there a story about a child born with blue eyes? It was questioned, Questioned. If the child was human or an angel. This is the reason why we got to have these books. Because literally these people, I'm telling you, it's not right. I told y'all, it's in the book of Enoch. And it was Noah. Alright, let's see. And it says, can I show the original results? Okay, let's see. In the story of a child born with unusual blue eyes and radiant skin, question if they were human or angel, is found in the book of Enoch. And mind you, I think I might have the book of Enoch around here, so I'm going to have to look for it because I know I got it. That's why I know it. The story, book of Enoch, when Noah was born, it was Noah, it's himself. When Noah was born, his skin was white as snow and red as a rose. His hair white and his eyes shone like the sun, causing his father Lamech to fear the child was not his, but rather the offspring of a watcher, a falling angel. And it don't really go into much more either. But let me see. Let me see if I can put this story in chat or something to see if it'll give me the story. But I know, like, listen, y'all. When I be telling y'all I done read something, I know for a fact that I read that. I may not remember the gist of everything that was there, but I know that that was part of what stuck in my brain. Guess what this thing said? It said, "Ah, yes." But you couldn't tell me what it was. You literally just told me that it didn't exist. But now you say, "Oh, yes, that passage comes from the book of Enoch." I'm trying to tell y'all. If you don't know, they're not going to try to tell you. They're trying to cover it up. Oh, yes, the passage comes from the book of Enoch. Elaborations in Genesis, particularly in 1 Enoch 106. I'm trying to tell. But listen, this is what they're doing. This is like the history, how they're doing, well, how we talked about from the beginning. If you don't know that it's the birth certificate, it's the this, it's the that you need this. They're trying to cover it up, weave it in, all these things. They can't take it away. You just have to go through it and figure it out. So same as in real life right now, you trying to find documentation and everything else. If they can try to get you not to be able to see it or to be able to use it, they're going to do that. But you can't tell me because I knew I read that story. All right, So the story context, Noah's birth. In these apocryphal texts, Noah's physical features are extraordinary. Skin white as snow and red as a rose. Hair white, eyes shining like the sun. Father's reaction, Lamech. Noah's father feared that the child was not of human descent. The reasons, such as extreme features, were often attributed to angelic or divine influences, especially the Watchers. Underlying theme: the Watchers, the fallen angels, had descended to earth and interacted with humans. There is a reoccurring motif of divine or semi-divine offspring, of which Noah is an example of extraordinary physical traits, signaling a spiritual significance. How it relates to blue-eyed baby question. So let me see. What did God tell him? So connecting the original, this covenant is sealed by blood. We, the ones who come from heaven to earth. Noah and Lamech stories fits the same motif. Angels, Watchers, interaction with humans. Extra. What did God say? Y'all don't ask me why. As long as I sit here, my nose seems like it's getting worse and worse. And snotty. Alright, so God's words about Noah are mainly found in Genesis 6, 8 through 9. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. This is an account of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Key points. No, about the child. God warned Noah about the coming flood because of humanity's wickedness. He gave Noah specific instructions, built an ark according to precise measurements, gathered his family with pairs of animals to preserve life. No. All right, so it says, and so I don't know if we're going to get down to the question of this, but remember, this is still DNA. This is what we're talking about, ancestry, right? So in the Bible, Genesis 5:28-32 states, when Lamech had lived 182 years, he became the father of Noah. After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons. So he was already 182 years old, and then after Noah was born, he lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Key points. God never questions Noah's paternity in Genesis. God treats Noah as a fully human person, the legitimate son of Lamech and Methuselah's line. God focuses on Noah's righteousness, not his ancestry, in terms of potential angelic influence. In the book of Enoch, here things are different. The Enochic tradition introduces the Watchers, angels who descended and mated with human women. Some later texts suggest Lamech feared Noah might be offspring of a Watcher because Noah's features were extraordinary. White skin like snow, red as a rose, white hair, eyes shining like the sun. God's position. In these texts, it's more implicit than explicit. Noah is still chosen for righteousness. Even if he were touched by angelic lineage, he is fully accepted in God's covenant. So, in the apocryphal and mystical interpretations, God approves Noah. Okay, so this may be where we got the issue at, okay? Now, let's see what happens. So, now, if you following me, because, let's make it make sense. If Noah was a descendant of a Watcher, because nobody's saying that he's not. They just saying that he has extraordinary features, right? But also, the earth was destroyed after Noah. Remember, right? So if Noah was an extraordinary, but mind you, he was human size, regular. He wasn't large like the giants, because remember, the giants was tearing up stuff. So walk with me. It says Genesis 5 genealogy. So Noah's part of the pre-flood patriarchal line. Adam, the first human. Seth, Adam's son after Abel's death. Enosh, Seth's son. Kenan, Enosh's son. Mahaliah, Kenan's son. Jared, Mahaliah's son. Enoch, Jared's son. Enoch walked with God and was taken by God. He did not die. Methuselah, Enoch's son. Why did I think Methuselah was a female? Enoch's son, longest living human, 969 years. Lamech, Methuselah's son. Noah, Lamech's son. So Noah is 10 generations from Adam, okay? Now, Noah's descendants after the flood. After the flood, Noah's 3 sons populated the earth. Shem, traditionally associated with Semitic peoples, Hebrews, Arabs. Ham, traditionally associated with African peoples and some Near Eastern nations. Japheth, traditionally associated with European and Asian people. Genesis 10 is called a table of notations, or a table of nations, detailed Noah's descendants through these 3 sons. The lineage of his sons are foundation all of past flood human civilization. Now, but Noah's lineage would also be of a watcher's bloodline if in fact he is a part of a watcher's child. All right, so then it says key notes about Noah's lineage. Before Noah, fully human, Adam, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. Extraordinary traits. Some apocryphal texts, like the Book of Enoch, suggest Noah may have had angelic influence, but canonical scripture treats him as fully human because he was human size. Remember, God wanted to cleanse the earth of, whatever the people was happening and the giants. But Noah found grace with God. So if you want, yes. All right, so before, yes. Adam, Seth, Enoch, okay, we don't need them. Noah's sons after the flood. So descendants through Shem, spiritual line, Abrahamic line. Shem, this isn't considered a spiritual lineage through which God's covenant continues. What are the tribes? Excuse me. All right, so the 12 tribes of Israel come from Noah's lineage through Shem. So that means that the 12 tribes of Israel will also be would be of an angelic bloodline, because if he is a watcher's child, Noah, his son Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nor, Terah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Israel. Jacob's 12 sons became the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel. So we got Reuben, tribe of Reuben, the eldest son. Simeon, tribe of Simeon, known as the zealousness in early history. Levi, tribe of Levi, or the priestly tribe, no land inherits. The tribe of Levi, are they the ones that are supposed to, those are the priests that were those will be the priests that are in charge of the thing, what is that called? The thing that they was carrying around, because they had to be priests. Judah, the tribe of Judah, royal line, David and Jesus, Messiah descendants here. Dan, the tribe of Dan, later moved north, known for judgeship. Naphtali, tribe of Naphtali, northern tribe. Gad, the tribe of Gad, east of Jordan River. Asher, the tribe of Asher, prosperous in olive oil regions. Ishar, tribe of Ishar, known for wisdom and scholarship. Zebulun, tribe of Zebulun, is coastal trade region. Joseph, Ephraim, and Manasseh, 2 tribes of Joseph's sons, considered double portion and inheritance. Benjamin, tribe of Benjamin. Southern tribe later united with Judah. It doesn't matter because technically all of these tribes, every single one of them would have still been born with angel DNA. Keynotes about the tribe. Land inheritance. All tribes except Levi receive land in Canaan. Canaan means Canaan, the people that basically killed Abel, right? Yes. All right, spiritual significance. Judah, kingship and Messiah line. Levi, priest and temple service. Those are the people that's in charge of the Ark of the Covenant. Modern connections. Descendants of these tribes are collectively the Jewish people. Some tribes' exact descendants were lost or assimilated after Assyrian and Babylonian exiles, which is also the reason why this man don't want to take a DNA test, because it would prove who actually is supposed to have the land. But they're saying that just because they're there, y'all, how this relates back to Noah. Noah, Shem, Abraham, Jacob, 12 tribes. These tribes are spiritual and cultural extensions of Noah's righteous line. Symbolically, Noah's obedience and survival is what allowed these tribes to exist. So why would they... It said they have... It's just like in any family bloodline, right? Y'all know how some people, certain things would skip bloodlines. Would skip generations. And so if it's 10 generations removed from Adam, but it didn't matter about Adam, it would be going forward. So technically it would be, oh, that is the way. So it would jump forward because Adam is 10 generations away from Noah, but it would be Noah's descendants that would have had whatever connection it would have been. I want to know it because somebody would have known. Let me see. What do I want to ask? Because it don't matter about the family bloodlines anymore. Okay, let me ask this. It says each one of them all receive land except for the priest. Yeah, okay. So what I asked was, because it made me wonder about the tribes. Like, they had to all have spoken the same language, right? And so it made, because if they all come from the same relative. So then it made me ask, did this happen before or after the Tower of Babel? So it was during that time, because literally they all would have spoken the same language. So that meant that the tribes got dispersed all over the place. But mind you, the Tower of Babel occurs after the flood, when humanity is repopulating the earth. Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, have children who spread across the earth. The people who attempt the Tower of Babel are descendants of these sons, mostly Japheth and Ham, according to scholars. Shem's line eventually leads to the Israelites, who are not the builders of Babel, as their line focuses on Noah's covenant. So who built the tower? Now, the whole world had one large language and common speech. As people migrated from the east, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, come let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. All right, I'm going to finish, but then I got another question, because if the Watchers were destroyed, how did they know how to make the bricks? Maybe it don't matter. I don't know. They said to each other, come let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. They said, come let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves and not be scattered all over the face of the earth. Anyway, so even in the point in me asking that, it could be also, remember what I said about when time started being erased and them starting to do stuff. So it could be the thing where, I don't know, because I feel like the timeline is off. How do they know how to make bricks? Come let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly. Key points. Bricks equal man-made building material replacing natural stone. They lack large stones in Mesopotamia. Bake them thoroughly. Fire-hardened bricks, durable in large construction. No specific instructions are given, implying people already knew or discovered a technique. Ancient Mesopotamia, Shinar, I don't know. This was a basic but advanced technology for the time. Human ingenuity could explain it naturally. Humans experiment with clay and fire. Book of Enoch Jubilees. Watchers taught human metalworking, masonry, astrology, and magic. Bricks could be considered part of the forbidden knowledge passed down from the angels. Technological skills beyond ordinary human discovery ability, but if they died, I don't know, something is off about the timeline. But anyway, so here we are, and this is basically the message. The age of unveiling. Aletheia versus Lethe. Revelation, awakening, and a battle for truth. So in the process, you have not because you ask not. And so even if you're asking, the system, their design and their goal is to try to make it so that you forget, that you are not aware of what's actually happening and what's going on. So you have to dig a little bit deeper or be a whole lot smarter than the average bear in situations, and we can't keep covering up. Explain the following text primarily based on the surrounding page context. What does the Quran say about Jesus on the cross? I don't know where that came from. It just popped up. Anyway, so going from there, just take it how it resonates, because you have to seek and find for yourself. And like I said, as I'm trying to figure out what this thing is, why it all wraps around the DNA, that seems to be the surface or the circle of everything that's happening right now. Divine lineage, who actually is in control of what, or who actually is who, but technically it is a collective activity. And so if you want to be here, we have to actively know that that's the thing. Myself and I are focusing on God and the blessings and vision. And don't be one of them old people, or you could be whatever you want to be, but it is a thing where a staple where the old people are saying, you bringing up old stuff, but they don't realize how important, and that it being tied to inheritance, divine inheritance, God's given, because it said literally even right here, but I think I want to look up something else into this too, but it literally talks about how everybody was given land except for the priests, and we know why the priests were not given land. Priestly tribe, no land inheritance. That is the tribe of Levi. Everybody else here, whatever tribe you belong to, you were given something, an earthly inheritance. But meanwhile, there's a group of people trying to steal from everybody. And so that is actively playing itself out right now into this day and this time. They were not supposed to do a lot of the things that they were done. And I'm talking about ancestral wise, spiritual wise, all of that. Later moved to north for judgeship. Northern tribe. I don't know, but something about this is tied. So I guess it would also be the 12 tribes. What tribe did you come from? And when did it actually come into... I don't know. I'm going to dig into it, because certain things give me actually keywords, like Asher, the tribe of Asher. Prosperous and olive oil regions. Wouldn't that give like Italy, places like that? And so some things seem like they give you a point, but then if they start to move boundaries and borders, because that's also coming up, and the reason why I can say that too is because recently they was just showing me something about a dude was saying something about them coming to Conyers, and it was funny because I was just swiping through. Mind you, I live in Conyers, and so apparently they was trying to do a trail ride around here, and then the police ended up showing up and some other stuff, and I said, don't come to Conyers with that because we lack our peace and quiet around here. Mind you, he said something about the police, they think that about Cobb County too, but the police don't just do a whole bunch of yelling. I said, well, you should be lucky because they was trying to grant you grace, because normally they start with handcuffs. Like, this ain't the area to be playing with, but for some reason Conyers is expanding, like laying, you know, borders and this, that, and the third, like other people, other places. And meanwhile, people start to think that they could do this over here, when meanwhile, don't do that. But mind you, the borders are like, as soon as I leave out of my house, then it's Newton County right here. But anyway, Earth School, because literally the things that are playing out around you is what's actually important. This is how the universe shows you how certain things are, you know, being done, or how certain what is being talked about, or anything else. But mind you, the land rights is what's important, because people are, this is what they're arguing over. This is what they're fighting for. So take it how it resonates. Anyway, that's the message. Hopefully it helped. Thank you guys for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go with God. I'm going to figure it out. We might be talking about the same thing again, but because something is not sitting right with me. And so normally that means there's something else to be found. Anyway, take it how it resonates. I love y'all, and always go with God. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget, I don't teach tarot. Please and thank you. Click the link in my bio. And mind you, also, yeah, click the link in my bio. You'll see the other stuff that's there, because Earth School is actually there too, and it's on Kindle. So love y'all. See you later.